For this episode, we really should have called Chris Hansen. Now everyone grab your tickets, because we're getting to the theater. All right, welcome to Getting to the Theater. I'm Adam.
I'm Erica.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Jeremy.
Today we're talking about 1999's Never Been Kissed, starring Drew Barrymore, directed by Raja Goldsnell. I'm probably pronouncing that entirely wrong. You guys might know some of his other movies. He directed both Scooby-Doo films.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Oh, wow, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And he also directed Big Mama's House.
Really?
I love Big Mama's House so much.
He has a very diverse filmography.
What a resume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's all over. I appreciate it.
He should try to get this one removed from that resume.
He really should.
I'm going to tell you, I did not have a good time with this. I was very uncomfortable the entire movie.
Actually, honestly, I just want to apologize for subjecting us all to this film.
All right, well, this is your movie, so tell everyone what this movie's about.
Honestly, it's about an adult woman who goes into school to trap a pedophile because he was lusting hard after her. Like immediately. He was like, "Are you sure you're 17?
No.
That
She
is
goes.
not what the movie was about.
That's not what the movie's about.
Are you
That's what the movie-
sure?
That's what the movie kind of turned into.
It did, yeah, it did real
It was
quick.
like To Catch a Predator, the movie.
That was not what the movie was about at all.
That's the subtext. So, Drew Barrymore is a editor at the Chicago Sun-Time, and she is put on this job by her boss's boss, the guy who owns the company, to get a story on high school kids today in 1999. So she goes undercover as a 17-year-old at this high school.
Looks nothing close.
She looks like she's dying the whole time because the makeup they have her in makes her so pale.
Palest. She put white. Just
White.
glue.
White
Elmer's
on
glue.
white.
She put Elmer's glue
She
on.
removed her lips. They just blended it with the rest of her face.
Like, she had more color in the office scene than she did at the school.
Yeah, so this movie starts off with this is one of those movies that starts with the end, because it comes into the movie at the baseball field. They got the 5 minutes on the clock. She's standing on the pitcher's mound, and she has that line that, I wasn't planning all this, but life happened. And that immediately had me laughing, because that's such a corny line.
I mean, 1999.
I don't know. Like,
That's
it was
the-
sweet. And maybe it's, like, corny now because, like, we've had 40 years to, like, reminisce on it.
Storytelling's come a long way.
40 years?
30 years?
20.
25?
I think we all need to go back to that high school.
What year was it?
Go in math class.
What year did
It was
go back?
99.
Oh, so 25 years.
Yeah.
25.
So she thinks she's like completely invisible. No one ever notices her. She walks into work, and you immediately get the feeling that she's a huge nerd because she's like, "Oh, I have unlimited stationery and paper clips and
Let's be honest.
Post-it notes."
And she's like, she's the youngest copy editor in the whole history of that newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And she was never perceived to be better.
Yeah.
Look at her now.
And she's got that shitty assistant.
Well, honestly, that assistant is the one she deserves because she's completely insufferable. this
Oh,
entire
she's
film.
terrible.
Like,
She is the definition of a grammar Nazi,
she's horrible.
correcting everybody every step of the way.
In a sentence, I'll tell you right now, when I get corrected on grammar in a sentence, I lose it. On paper, that's fair. I'm terrible.
Yeah. But if we're just talking and you correct me in the middle of the sentence, no.
Don't worry, I'll start saying the word commas. Don't you worry.
Maybe she should have been a teacher.
That might have been a better calling for her, like an English teacher.
Honestly,
Because that's her whole thing. She's the editor.
I'd say professor for sure.
maybe
Yeah.
not, because she doesn't know how to interact with these children.
She doesn't know how to interact with anybody. Every interaction she has is so awkward. It really was funny though when she first walks into the building and she walks past the assistant. The assistant doesn't give a fuck about what she's saying.
His name's Merkin, by the way.
Merkin.
Even
Yeah.
better.
What an awful name. Wait, isn't a Merkin? Isn't that the pubic wig that people used to wear back in like Victorian England?
I have
say
literally no
A
idea.
pubic wig?
A pubic wig.
Like if they didn't have hair down there, they would.
It
put
would
hair
hide.
down there?
It would hide like venereal diseases.
God,
Ew.
You guys have never heard that?
No.
I think it was called a merkin.
I feel like we need to move forward.
Hold on, I gotta look this
My
up. real
first
Yeah,
quick.
you look that up, but
My
I think it was
first-
called a merkin.
My first question is, how did they not have hair down there? Like that's just.
Well, it's not that they didn't have hair; it was just to cover up.
It was even.
This was something that stuck with Adam.
Oh my god.
Am I right? Is it a merkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, her assistant's a crotch wig.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. Well
But
then,
but when she walks past merkin,
this is why we do this.
yeah, this is a learning show. I want everyone to come away from this with something new. Yeah,
More than I
I
came
didn't say
into.
good. I said new.
This one has teeth on it.
My man hit images. My man.
All right, I'm off of that. That's over with.
All right, well, past the pubic wig. When she walks into her office, did you guys notice that when she opened her windows, it was just white nothingness?
No,
Yeah.
I did not.
There was no skitty. There was no city skyline or anything. There was nothing out that window. She was
did
looking
not.
into the void.
Wow. I missed that. Was it just like another building next to her, or
There was nothing there.
It was literally just like white.
Oh,
Like a
man.
white wall.
I missed that?
It was, yeah. There was, and then there was one shot where you could see kind of down at the street. You could see a little bit of the street later on. But when she first walks in and opens up the blinds, there's nothing there. Yeah, no one. Yeah.
I've got to read. I'll look for that.
Don't punish yourself like that by rewatching this movie.
No, not the whole movie. I'm gonna stop right there.
At that one scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because,
just watch 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And when she sits down in her office, Molly Shannon comes in.
Young Molly Shannon
Young
can
Molly
get
Shannon.
it.
She looking good in this
Wow.
Wait,
She was looking fantastic.
am I thinking of the right person?
movie. This is her friend Anita,
Oh, okay.
her horny friend. The lady, she was big on SNL
Yeah,
around
yeah.
this time. She had that.
That thing where she would like rub her armpits and then sniff it.
Yeah, her. It was a character from SNL. It was one of those characters that they turned into a full-fledged movie.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I can't think of the movie. But yeah, it was her and Will Ferrell. And Will Ferrell was another. They were high school students.
Superstar.
Superstar.
Yes.
Yes. She's like, sometimes I take my hands like this and I stick them in my armpits and I sniff them like this.
Because she wanted to make out with Will Ferrell so bad. When she did, he was like the worst. And
Yeah.
then she fell in love with somebody else.
Yeah, they were like high school kids, but it was clearly Molly Shannon and Will Ferrell.
All right then.
Another movie of this.
It's one of those classic. I'm not gonna say classic, but it's one of those SNL skits that just really took off, and they were like, "Let's turn this into a feature-length film." And Lauren Michael was all about it.
All right then.
But when she comes in the room, she like leans up against the wall and knocks off one of Josie's certificates.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore's character, by the way, I think we mentioned, is Josie Geller.
Mm-hmm.
And it just knocks his certificate off the wall, and no one addresses it. Just falls. You hear the glass break on the floor. She goes, "Guess what I did last night?" Yeah, I went out with Rob from.
HR.
No, it was some department that I
Account.
never heard of.
Because he sits across from her in the meeting.
Oh, is that guy?
That's right.
That's Alan Covert.
Yeah, because she
That's
kept
right.
doing all
Friend.
the sexual. She was like,
Yeah, she was like deep throwing a
throwing
pencil.
Yeah.
And then Julie, Josie. Now I can't even think of her name.
Drew Barrymore?
There we go. Because I was going to say Reese Witherspoon.
Nope.
Yeah,
Different blonde.
but she just kept looking at her. She's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like,
Can you stop? Stop doing that?
We're in work."
Her direct boss, Gus, played by John C. Reilly.
Looking really like the same, but different.
See, he looks much better. He looks
I don't know. That guy's aging pretty well. He doesn't look too
yeah,
much
no,
different
not bad.
now.
It was
What
just
movie
weird.
was he in with
Talladega Nights.
And
He was Will
Step
Ferrell's
Brothers.
best friend.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that damn, he did look the exact same.
Yeah.
Well, Talladega Nights was only probably like what,
Just
5
like-
years later, 6 years later.
No,
Just-
I just mean, when have I seen him recently?
He was a little more slender, but it was like that younger
Yeah.
age,
Yeah,
like
that's
coming
it.
coming up.
I mean, now he's just got that old man belly.
Yeah,
But I mean, for the most part,
But
to
it
me,
is
he looks
wild.
very much the same.
it's that fro.
That curly.
Whatever he got going on.
He was nominated for Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in 2003.
Not for
I could-
Talladega Nights.
No, that movie came out in like 2007-ish for Chicago.
Chicago.
He played one of the ladies' husbands, I believe.
Ooh. I mean, he is a great supporting actor.
I like him. He's funny. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
funny in this. He was really over the top, yelling at Drew Barrymore to get the story. He's like, "Get out!"
I mean, to be fair,
That is
he
exactly
had-
how it would be in those offices at a news station.
Oh yeah.
And his job was on the line.
Mhm.
Like,
And she didn't
Because of
know
her.
until. And then he's like, "Why do you think I'm hounding you?"
But he comes in and he's telling her that she is not a reporter. She's an editor. Stick to the editing because she...
She can't be wild. She has to have
Yes.
everything in order. She's
Yes.
very OCD.
Yes. And to show her that, he just tilts her little office plaque just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just to show that she's like, no, I need to fix that.
And right when she does, he's like, "What did he say?"
Oh, she needed to have something edited
Copies.
by that evening or something.
By 5.
Yeah, and he always yells Geller at her. The next thing is that she
wait.
has...
I feel like she proves him right at the end. That she's not really a great reporter. Like, she flubbed this whole thing left and right.
Oh, she
Oh,
fucked
yeah.
it all the way up.
Yeah.
No, she is a good writer. She writes a good piece at the end, but all of it is based on her own personal, for the most part, her own personal life.
Yeah, she can't
Nothing really
get a
about-
story.
Nothing about what she did.
She lived the story.
Getting
She
ahead.
didn't make a story. But yeah, Jeremy's right. We're getting
Getting
way
ahead.
ahead.
Get way ahead. Just ended the episode.
She has lunch with Anita and Cynthia played by a very young Octavia Spencer,
Yeah.
a pre-Oscar Octavia Spencer,
Oh yeah.
because she got an Oscar for The Help.
The help.
When she popped up on screen, it was like blew my mind that she was in this movie.
It's like, why are you here?
Yeah, but they have a little lunch thing, and they're talking about how she needs to go out with a guy, and she goes, "Well, I'm ready to kiss a guy." And like, look, if you've never kissed a guy, we really got to get you out there. And she has this little monologue about what it feels like and how it's supposed to be this real special thing. And Octavia Spencer tells her, "Damn, girl, you are a writer."
And that's what spurs the whole. The music chimes in. And you're like, she is going to do it. This movie's going to be amazing.
That's not what I was expecting her to say. Yeah, you are a writer. I was
Right?
expecting her to say something else.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, something.
Because so many people
That's
are
not
so
real.
snarky and nasty to her.
Yeah.
Really, the only one who's not is Cynthia, Octavia Spencer's character. Although she has very little screen time in this movie, and she has even fewer actual speaking lines. But even Anita is her friend, but at a certain point, she comes across as kind of an unsupportive friend.
Yeah.
But
Like-
she's still her friend.
Like when?
We're about
When
to
she-
get there.
We're about to get there, yeah. But even when she comes in the office and knocks the picture off the wall, it's kind of a dick thing to do.
When she gets the big role.
I mean, but to be fair, they're all looking out for her because Josie really can't handle being a writer. Like, she is not a good reporter.
She's not.
And everyone seems to know it but her.
I mean, let her find that out on her own.
Okay.
Let her learn.
Be the friend that pushes.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. If you fuck it up, you fuck it up.
People's jobs are on the line.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Not yet. After that lunch she has with Anita and Cynthia, this is where it shows her at her house,
With
her little apartment.
She has the saddest hobbies.
Oh,
my gosh, dude! It shows her sitting there
Crocheting.
Is she crocheting or is she sewing?
I think she's like embroidering a pillow.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
either
there
way,
you
she's
go.
making a pillow, and she's
Wait,
making
don't
this
you
little.
crochet?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
I
On her craft.
I know how to crochet. I won't
I
lie.
will say it's still.
I
a sad
used to know how to
hobby.
knit because my mother and my grandma and my aunts all did it.
Same thing.
I don't remember anymore. But she's making this little pillow, and she's got her 2 turtles. And it showed a photograph of her when she was younger, when she first got the turtles.
I was so happy to not see cats, and when they showed 2 turtles, I was like, "Thank God."
Yeah, she's a crazy turtle lady.
Because all I was imagining was at least 5 to 6 cats in that apartment.
I think it would have been better if there were like 8 cats in there.
8 cats?
She seems like the type of person that would have like 8 cats.
No, she did. That's why I was like, it threw me for a loop when they had the turtles.
Yeah, that was. Well, turtles don't need a lot of
Anything.
upkeep, probably.
Aren't you
But-
supposed to like bury them?
I beg your
during-
pardon?
Yeah, there's like a whole thing where you're supposed to like bury them during the winter for hibernation.
I've never heard that before.
Me either.
But I do know turtles will live a long time. Maybe that's why she has them. That way she won't lose them.
Oh.
Because she's never had anything in her life.
She's afraid to lose her pet, so she got turtles.
They can't leave her.
Yeah.
You'll never
They can't get out of that glass, and they're going to live for a long time. She's like,
Oh,
you're
right.
mine.
Oh god.
But what was really
We're
funny
making
is
this so much darker than it is.
she shows them the pillow. She goes, "What do you guys think? Where do you think I should put it?" I know just the spot. And she walks into her bedroom and she puts it on the bed, and
With
there's
30 other pillows.
yes,
that
the
she
pillows
made.
take up half the bed. And she goes, she sets it down and she's like, perfect. And I was like, that's the saddest fucking thing I've ever seen. I was so sorry for this lady.
I feel like that's common.
But that many pillows?
Yeah.
I mean,
They're like half a bed worth of pillows. I feel like there's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, but they've bought them.
Oh, well, I mean,
And
even
not
if,
made, though.
Maybe.
look, if you're out there and you like collecting pillows, great. I'm going to say it looks sad when you make them and then you line a bed with them.
And they all look the same.
he doesn't mean any harm.
No, not at all. Just stop making so many pillows.
We need pillow makers out there.
Yeah.
Oh, in my notes, I even wrote down at home making pillow, and then at the end I wrote sad. The next day though is where they have the meeting with the big boss, played by Gary Marshall.
Mm-hmm. And this is where the guy came in with the terrible article that did nothing.
No. It's not that it did nothing. It's that their rival newspaper, the Trip.
He learned it from them, and it was even better.
No, they wrote the same story,
There
and it
we
was
go.
better.
There we go.
And that guy's name.
Is this the cousin?
Yeah, it was the owner's cousin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I didn't write his name down. But he fires him, and after the end of that scene, they're like, look what he did to him. That's his cousin. So there's 2 movies that Gary Marshall has been involved with that I've seen off the top of my head. One of them, he had a little cameo in as the devil,
And Little Nicky?
Hocus Pocus.
Yes!
Oh!
Holy cow!
He was the devil in Hocus Pocus.
At that party?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Hocus Pocus. Thank you for saying
We were
that.
watching this movie, and I was like, I've seen this man somewhere, but I couldn't figure out where. He was really big as, like, I think he was a writer, a producer, and a director. Mm-hmm. But there's another movie he had a little cameo in, and he directed. And this cameo is way smaller. He's just a guy playing the drums in a band in one scene of the film. He directed Overboard.
I don't think I've seen it.
I love that
I don't think
movie.
I've seen it.
Overboard?
It's wild.
It's a wild movie.
Wait, is that one with...
Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn?
No.
Where
It's
she-
wild.
Wait.
She like falls overboard, gets amnesia. and then he
Yes,
brings her home.
this is a great movie.
Yeah.
Didn't they do a remake not too long ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Anna Faris.
Anna Faris and
That's
an
what I
actor
thought.
from some Mexican sitcom. I cannot think of the name.
I
of it.
got you.
But yeah, he directed Overboard,
Okay.
and he had a little cameo in Hocus Pocus.
Nice.
And there's a funny line in this scene where he's walking around the table talking about, I don't know what these kids are up to these days. I don't even recognize my own kids. When he says that line, he's standing in front of a lady who is his real daughter.
Oh.
Nice.
And then he puts his hand on her chair.
Yeah, it might have been her. Yeah. But when he says that, that's one of his actual kids.
That's wild. Just to know that he didn't even know she was in this movie.
That's
That's
an
how
Easter
much he
egg.
didn't know his children. I'm joking.
His character's name is James Ridgeford, too. I believe he's the one who owns the newspaper. Mm-hmm. But he's walking around with this big stick in every meeting they're in.
And this is where he just, off the whim, calls Josie for the part.
Yes, because he mentioned something about wanting someone to go undercover, and he just calls her right out. Not thinking she's not a reporter, she's just an editor.
Yeah,
Which
she's...
is, it's wild. She's 25, but she also looks like she's 45.
Oh, she 100% doesn't look 25 in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it helps that the way they make her hair look and the makeup she wears in these early scenes.
And the clothes
Oh, it's
also
bad.
not helping
Yeah,
too.
like later on,
Well, even at the
Perfect.
end of the movie, she did not look 25.
No.
you guys don't think so?
No.
I thought she did at the
Have
end.
you seen 25-year-olds?
This was 1999.
Yeah, this was 1999, 25-year-old.
Were
Yeah, but
25-year-olds
even-
looking older in 1999?
Yes.
People, the more further along you get with generations, the more people drink water, so they look younger.
Yes. Yo, 30-year-old people back in the day used to look rough.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm going to have to look at my mom's photos.
Check out some of the old basketball players.
Were they young?
Back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
They were young, but then it was just like that person did not look like they were 20-something.
So there's another funny line he had in that scene where he's talking about he doesn't understand kids. He doesn't know his own kids. He's like, I didn't even know my son had a peanut butter allergy.
Yeah, because they were at dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, good Lord. Don't even know your child has a peanut allergy.
When he tells Josie to write the story, she like runs back to her office. Then Anita runs in, and they're like, "Look, Josie, we're gonna try to get you out of this." And then her boss Gus walks in, and he says the same thing, and she's like, "Wait, you guys don't believe I can do this?"
As they should.
Well, I don't think she's been able to do a reporter's role. She's only been able to be a copy editor,
I think that's a big part why they don't want her to do it, because it's like, look,
She hadn't done it before.
right. You've
But
never
it's
done
like,
this before.
and that's where it's like I was saying, like she wasn't really being that best friend because it's like this is her chance to try and show it.
There's also, it was high risk though.
Oh no, it is.
Yeah, it definitely
but I
was.
can tell that owner doesn't care one bit about low risk, high risk.
he
Everything's
doesn't even
the
know his
same to him.
employees.
Yeah, this man literally was just like, hey, go do this thing that you've never done before. And if you fail, not only are you fired, but your boss is fired.
Well, that's in the second meeting. At this meeting right now, there's no involving Gus in it. But right now, it's just, hey, go write this story. I'm putting you on it. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do here. But you're in this meeting, and I'm putting you on this job. Even though I just fired my cousin.
I could definitely say her best friend would have been the better pick
Yes. Yes.
if she was a reporter, which I'm assuming she was. I don't know.
I don't know what Anita does. I don't remember.
I don't know why she's there.
But she was
flirt with
definitely,
people.
she's definitely like that age. I could fit in high school, like her brother.
I don't think that dude, I don't think he's good at running a company.
Oh, no,
No.
not
Oh,
at
Mr.
all.
Ridgeford?
Yeah, he just took a random, was like, go do the story.
He's one of those crazy, eccentric old rich guys. He's like, fuck it, let's see what happens.
He probably don't even care.
No, he doesn't
No.
care at all.
He's made his money.
But this is another funny, another good joke was when they're telling her, like, look, you probably shouldn't try this. And she goes, Anita, when you wanted to learn Spanish, who taught you your verbs?
All those note cards.
Yeah. And she goes,
Senorita Josie.
Senorita Josie. And she goes, Gus, when you wanted to learn how to knit, who taught you? He goes, you did. And Anita's
know how
like,
to
you knit?
knit?
He goes, yeah, I knit. that was a funny joke.
He's just like, yes.
I mean,
'Cause
that
then
was
you're like,
one of the
wow.
only things Josie knows how to do.
Craft.
You're right, though. She probably should have been a teacher. She taught them Spanish and how to knit.
And how to knit. She definitely should have been a teacher.
And we jump to is it called the Tiki Hut?
Yep, the tiki shop.
Tiki Shop?
Yeah.
Where,
Tiki Post.
Tiki Hut.
Tiki something.
Tiki Post. Tiki
Yeah.
Post, because later on, she's like, the mail room or the post room?
Yeah.
Something
So,
like
yeah,
that.
Tiki Post, I believe.
And we meet Josie's brother Rob, played by David Arquette.
I've loved him in almost every single one of his movies.
Yeah, he's playing her 23-year-old brother who failed to become a college baseball player from a bad case of mono.
Is mono that serious that
No.
it can stop you?
No.
Okay.
It is serious enough to get you out of school for a week.
I think maybe he was just scared to try
He-
and use it as
he-
an excuse to be a bum.
He only has
Not bum, but
confidence
he's-
in high school. And then, like, once he had that moment to go further, he crumbled.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. Because like he's just working at the Tiki Hut. He knows what he wants to do, what makes him happy, but he's not trying to do it. And she's asking him to like borrow his car. He's got this old,
70-something.
yeah, I forget what it is. It's like a little muscle car.
Yep. It was, it's like the shape of a Nova, but it's not a Chevy Nova.
Yeah, it's just a little. It's different from what she drives. She drives an old lady car. She drives a Buick
LeSabre.
LeSabre. Yes.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, those LeSabres, clouds.
that thing looked like my sister's first car.
Their suspension, smooth as could be.
That's what someone else told me once.
Oh,
They just look like old people cars.
What was it?
Oh,
be
no,
like?
100%.
There was one we saw the other day on the road. It looked like an egg. It was shaped just like one, and it was white.
I know exactly what SUV you're talking about. It's their, like, crossover.
So she's trying to get him to let her borrow his car, and she's gonna let him borrow her car. She's in there, and she's telling Rob about the story she just got put on, and he's one of the other people who's like, "You sure?"
He's like, do you
wanna
not
do this?
remember high school? He's like, do you remember what they called you? And she's like, Josie Grossi. He's like, I know, and I feel bad when I started it, but I didn't know it was going to catch on.
He was the asshole that came up with the nickname.
And she was like, she gave him that side eye like this. I was like this. Damn.
He said it so like it was nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know it would take off like that.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Because
No.
he was a popular kid. He was a
I
baseball
didn't know it was
guy.
gonna ruin your life.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an awful nickname for my big sister
Not
because he's like 2 years younger than her.
That's even worse.
like not saying that people should be bullied, but Josie deserves to be bullied. Like, every awkward moment she had, I was like, I can see why people are, like, treating you horribly.
You're the worst.
You're just asking for it.
That is terrible.
You were a high school bully.
No.
Definitely a high school
I have
bully.
references to say that I wasn't.
I feel like they would say that you were.
I feel like they would agree with us.
Her
See, we were all mean.
her friend just co-signed that they were indeed high school bullies.
Yeah, what you hear in the background is Erica's best friend for life. They were all bullies. They were all bullies.
I'm just saying. Every time she, like, especially when she was reading that poem to that guy, I was like,
Oh no, 100%.
I was like, girl.
But she runs into the bathroom of the tiki post, and we both had the same thought of, this looks like a set from SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, when she's pulling the anchor chain
Yeah.
and it just
Yeah.
snaps after she's
And
throwing
then
her life up.
The wallpaper was like that green, it was like almost like bamboo.
Yep. It looks like you're in SpongeBob's bathroom.
Yeah. And also that toilet immediately made Erica think about
The Godfather, when they're hiding the gun, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, is this that bathroom?
It's the same bathroom.
Oh my
Yeah.
it's
gosh.
the same kind of toilet with that big tank.
You know what?
It up. Man,
They're attached.
this set got used a lot.
This set got used for a post office and a murder scene.
Posted straight to hell. This is where we got our first flashback.
Yeah, of her in high school because
Yep.
he's talking about her getting picked on and Josie Grosey.
And then it flashes to her walking down the hall when she's in high school, and the guys are pouring the Sprite. She has no social spatial awareness around her.
First of all,
No.
how do you not feel somebody taking stuff out of your book bag, lifting your book bag satchel, and then pouring a Sprite? And it only waits till you're like open leg to where it looks like you pee to come out. Like, let's be honest.
They also stuff a roll of toilet paper in her backpack. She's
They-
trailing toilet paper.
Yeah, that was
They're
the first
treating
part.
This girl
That was
so bad.
I don't understand. She was like, oh no, the guy, like, he wasn't in class. Why don't I take notes for him?
Taking notes for him will get him to notice me.
They
that was
definitely
that typical crush that the girl was, you knew she was either going to be valedictorian and salutatorian, and she was the smart one, and you knew if she had a crush, she was going to do anything to give them notes and help them in class because they knew that who they liked was not passing that class,
It was bad.
especially in the
Yeah.
90s.
They
Every
just-
movie.
They destroyed her book bag, and she just didn't even know.
I'm not going to lie, that was a badass looking book bag, a little satchel bag.
That was a nice bag.
I would have loved. Nowadays, you're looking at like a $200 book bag right there.
I felt bad. She's walking down this hallway. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
She's walking down this hallway, and she's always got her lips stuck up above her braces.
Oh,
Or she's always biting her lip.
I know.
In the flashbacks. And she's got this nasty, dirty-looking hair.
she never washed her hair, bro.
They have a line. They have a line later on. It's like, look, you wash your hair now? And it's like, wait, what?
You're a sophisticated woman. I'm like, oh god.
You're not taking showers?
Once again, some people deserve to be bullied, and Josie was one of them.
Well then,
After the flashback, it shows her doing her little
I can't disagree.
her little makeover before she starts going to school. And she's got all these. Someone is really good at Photoshop because it has all these photos of her laid out with all these different hairstyles.
None of what she goes with.
And she doesn't go with a single one of them. She goes with this awful.
They all looked wild.
But some of them looked better than what she eventually picks.
Oh, it's 100%.
And then she goes to school in Rob's car, and when it parks, it makes that loud gunshot.
It
noise,
has
and
that
everyone turns
backfire.
to look. But she gets out of the car, and she has this big white feathery boa on.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately gets caught in the car door because she's a klutz.
Yep.
Gets ripped off somehow instead of just falling off.
Yeah, part of it breaks off in the door, and this is where she has the makeup on that makes her look sick.
She looks like Casper. Like she almost
she's
looks
wearing all white.
she almost looks
So bad.
transparent.
It's so bad.
She looks like she's got.
Leukemia. And I hate to
I was gonna say
that,
malaria,
There
but
you go.
she looks so sick.
Yes. Like she looks withered.
She looks like a dying Victorian child. Like
That is 100%.
yeah.
we are really getting into the bullying Josie spirit here, aren't we?
Absolutely.
You're getting into it.
Yeah, but we're
Nah,
making
we're
fun-
just bullying the makeup.
we're making fun of an adult Josie now, not the child.
25-year-old Josie.
We're getting into the spirit of the movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It changed.
Erica keeps saying she deserves to be
She
bullied.
deserved to be
Oh.
bullied.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
You're getting canceled before you're even getting out there in the world.
I'm just saying.
This movie's not good.
No.
Erica is already canceled.
She's
She's horrid. Like, she has no... Like, I genuinely did not like her. She had no redeeming qualities.
I don't think she's horrid. I think she's just super fucking awkward.
Very.
Very awkward.
Very. Very awkward.
But it's not even, like, an endearing awkwardness. Like, every time she was on screen, I was like, oh, God.
It's just like typical 90s get picked on character. Like, they all portrayed these same aspects.
1999 times.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, like, when they're bullying, no one ever steps in.
To help?
Like, in the school.
No. Just
Like,
like
there's not a single teacher. Like, there's even parts where they're in classrooms and people say stuff, and no teacher is like, knock that shit off.
Even the one teacher. Even the one.
Right?
Even the one.
Sam.
That we're about to meet.
When she walks in, though, she's just kind of talking to herself, and she walks by the metal detector instead of going through the metal detector. And the guy who stops her is like going through her purse, and he's like, "Calculator seems fine, recorder seems legit, pager."
Well, he plays it. He's like, recording device is like, I will grab the bull by the balls, and he's like, seems legitimate. And he just puts it down.
No questions.
the nail filer. This is a weapon.
Yeah.
Trash,
but
man.
he also pulled out the straw.
Projectile weapon.
Yeah, this can launch projectiles.
Yeah.
Right to her face. Just.
And he's got a bin full of nail files.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy is apparently his brothers are Luke and Owen Wilson, apparently.
Oh, there's
Wait,
a third
his-
Wilson brother?
Mm-hmm. If it's that guy.
He looks nothing like him.
Nothing. He looks more like Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, apparently he's one of the Wilson brothers.
Oh, I gotta look that up. And then she realized he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I am a high school student. I'm here with my fellow high school students and my friends, and I'm here for school.
I am high school student, yeah.
And he's
Hello,
like,
fellow kids.
And he's like, young women, young men are the two options for the metal detector. And
I
she's
forgot
like,
about that.
And she's like, oh. It's like, come on.
And after she gets through the metal detector, she runs to class, and she has this really bad run through the hallway, like she's never ran before in her life.
It's a hell of a spoof movie.
I don't know.
It really
this movie came
is.
out after she was in Scream
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
with David Arquette. She was great in Scream, but
Oh,
she's
yeah.
only had like 10 minutes of screen time. Scream time.
This was a hell of a parody movie.
I believe that. That's a good yes.
There was no way this was a legitimate. This is a rom-com,
I think it was.
and we want people to
had to be.
actually like this character.
They
Had to be a
absolutely
parody.
parodied this in Scary Movie, didn't they?
Yes.
Or Not Another Teen Movie.
I feel like this movie was a parody.
It was not another teen movie because they had that super old lady, that octogenarian lady playing Josie. And then she
Yes.
makes out with the mean girl
Yes.
to do the spoof of Cruel Intentions.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Not Another Teen Movie.
Mm-hmm.
But when she runs to this class, and this class had me so fucking confused. I don't know what this teacher is teaching.
I don't know what either of these teachers are teaching. Except for the PE teacher.
But the first teacher, she's teaching. She keeps speaking in
I'm thinking
several
it's
different
Spanish.
languages.
I'm thinking it's Spanish because of the sombrero, but I don't know.
I don't know because she also speaks in French. They make references to like
She tells her to sit
geography.
down in French.
Yeah, I honestly was so confused by what this lady teaches, or if it's just one of those
But it was
made up
also-
classes like Sam we meet later on.
Her and him are the only two teachers shown in the entire movie for faculty or anything, and then the PE teacher for that 1 second. Those are the only three teachers ever shown.
I think there's one in a background shot when they're setting up for prom, but there's no dialogue said. It's just an older lady in the background.
Who knows? That could be another student.
Another undercover student. You're right. Yeah, she's
'Cause
17.
someone's undercover for that other newspaper.
Oh,
So-
my.
They sit in a
There
Gladys,
was
you're going
though.
in undercover.
Yep.
There was. Yeah, we're about to get to that too.
I got
Dang.
my compression socks.
It's like a trek these halls.
Yeah. Let me get my New Balances on.
Really, New Balances are cool now.
Yeah, they are coming back. But anyway, so she gets to this class and she gets there late, and the teacher's like, well, no tardiness in my class, so for being tardy, you have to sit and wear this sombrero for 10 minutes. This giant fucking hat.
And you'll never want to do it again. I was like, I'd wear it. Let me be the kid that gets to wear that
Right.
in class.
But also, you're just giving fuel
To the fire.
to the bullies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, here's a new kid. They're going to feel socially awkward. So what am I going to do? I'm going to embarrass them in front of everyone. Now tell us about yourself. And she makes up this bullshit about being from Bali.
Because
Bali.
she gets distracted by a guy walking in for the first time. She sees this kid, and it means like, oh my God, you're fucking beautiful. And I'm like, this is a 17-year-old child.
Exactly.
She's a 30-year-old woman.
Exactly.
'Cause
The
when
second person that needs to be looked at by Chris.
Yes, because
Yes.
when he first
Main
walks in,
character.
she sees her high school crush, Billy. Mm-hmm. But really, it's Guy, who Erica... what'd you keep describing him as?
Bible from American Tail.
Yeah, she kept saying he looks like a mouse.
It's the nose.
Yup.
It is. His face is very winced.
I've known some people that look like mice, so I yeah,
Yeah.
You can see it?
I could see it.
So he walks in, he sits down, and... Oh, yeah, she was staring at one of the girls in class shirt, and she makes up the story about being goat farmers.
Yes.
And everyone's, like, smirking and laughing, and she just sits down and wishes she could die.
And I'm like, do you understand why you had the experience you had your first time in high school? You're about to recreate it right now.
She ain't changed.
Because she is who she is, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Right?
There's nothing wrong with being awkward. It's just, you know...
You see why she is how she is, and it's like, dang, girl, you do make good money. You got a fully loaded LeSabre, and you live on your own. And you live on your own.
Like,
Yeah,
you
'cause-
own a house in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Because they mention her brother still lives at home with the parents.
Yeah.
Because he can't make it.
Yeah. She's walking through the hallway, and she goes, all right, note to self with her little recorder. Research Bali. There's one other thing. And then she says, also, find and destroy Sombrero.
I was thinking that was going to actually do something. I was like, this is how she gets popular. No.
Someone with the sombrero?
Yeah.
Yeah,
nothing.
Sombrero doesn't come back. Her pet turtles never come back. But this is where she goes to the other made-up class in this movie, Shakespeare class. And we meet the creepiest fucking character in the entire movie. Mr. Sam Coulson, I think is how they pronounce his name.
Yeah.
This guy's a
Coulson,
creep and a
Coulson.
half.
Oh my God. He was hilarious.
And I honestly, to be fair, I was thinking that she was going to discover something about him and her soon-to-be best friend that she sits by in class.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I was
These-
thinking something was going to happen between him and her. You know, because he already had, like, she was answering the questions. She was his kind of student.
Oh, she was like the
She was her in high school. She was
Kinda, yeah.
She was
I see
Josie
that.
in high school.
yeah. But she's nice to Josie. She lets her share her books.
She's way less awkward than Josie.
Yeah,
Like,
she's more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. That's the thing, confidence. I think you're right.
I think that girl was actually 15 when she did that.
That role?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is of age to be in high school when she's doing this, yeah.
Because she's been in a lot more. She really took off. I forgot her name.
Because I remember thinking that kid actually looks like a kid.
Like, a lot of the high school kids were actually high school. Like, there's a young Jessica Alba in there, and
Yeah.
she's like 18 in this film, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays one of the mean girls.
Yeah.
But the girl that becomes her friend, Aldiz, the
Such a
actress is-
name.
Yeah, the actress's real
Aldiz.
name is Lily Shabowski.
Sure.
That's wrong. Just Google it. But she's super nice,
I
super
like
smart.
her, yeah. Like, any bullying that did happen to her, she didn't deserve, because she was dope.
But she also knew how to handle it.
That's true. She could
She
give a
could
good
dish out some
comeback,
comebacks, yeah. But the teacher asked some question about the story they're reading, and Josie gives a really well thought out response, and he's just looking at her perplexed, and he walks up to her and he, in a very creepy way, he goes, "Are you sure you're 17?" And it's like, "Sir, can you back away from the child, please?"
Like, why would you ask that? You have a student in your class, a high school student, and you're looking at her, you're like, are you 17?
He was testing the waters.
To see if he could get in there?
He was hoping she would say, "No, I'm 18."
No, still.
See,
no.
he's a creep.
That definitely was a bad introduction.
Yeah.
She was 15.
Oh wow.
She was 15. She was 16.
The actress?
Yeah, 16.
Playing all these?
She was born in 83.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Wow. But he also says, "Oh, my name is Sam." The school has a thing about letting you kids call me Sam.
Yeah, I didn't
one of
even
those
catch
cool
on
teachers.
that. I didn't even catch on that.
Yeah, this guy's bad.
Dude, he was a
1999
pedo from the
times.
beginning.
Well, Josie's not much better. When Guy walked in, she was fawning over him,
That's fair.
1999.
She just didn't
time,
act
sure is
on it.
rough.
right?
She didn't
He could
act
do with
on
anything.
it.
You know what? This movie was a period piece about what we're experiencing right now.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's coming full circle.
What are we experiencing right now?
Oh, just how much more child pedophilia is coming
how
out.
many
Oh,
people in
okay.
Hollywood were going after these kids?
Yeah.
And
That
now-
Nickelodeon guy.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah, that guy.
Ah, such a all right.
He probably likes this movie.
Not enough feet.
That's fair. There aren't a lot of feet in this film.
Nah, they were too old.
Oh, but well, not LDs. She's 15. But there's that scene in that room where Josie's talking and one of the kids in the background just starts making goat noises.
Yeah, because of the goat.
Because the goat thing, and the teacher doesn't say a fucking word. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, no one stood up, not even him. And
Yeah,
he's
no
like,
one's like, hey, cut that shit out. They just let it happen. That doesn't happen.
because he was seeing what other students he could get with, so he wanted to be that on the fence teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He
was
doesn't
trying
want
to
to
be the cool teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because he didn't want to defend one, because then he loses prospects. And I'm speaking not really. I'm not speaking real. I'm just saying in his terms mentally.
Mans is getting in here with
This guy gave me the creeps.
they're getting in depth with it.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
She goes to lunch and they're going through the lunch line, and then it's got the coleslaw, and the cafeteria worker's there, and she goes, "What's in the coleslaw?" And he picks up this giant industrial-sized tub of coleslaw, and isn't it spelled wrong?
It's spelled wrong. It's spelled with a K.
And it's KO, just coleslaw.
Yeah, and she's like, "Never mind."
It was a
Walks away.
coleslaw recipe or something.
Coleslaw food.
Yeah.
Coleslaw food, and that's all it said.
Coleslaw food. It just looks so. I'm a guy who doesn't like coleslaw to begin with, but that movie coleslaw is even worse.
Yes. Vatted down with mayonnaise.
Just cabbage and mayonnaise. But Josie walks in, and she walks in to sit with the cool girls,
The ones
mean
that were
girls.
just picking on her.
Yeah, and one's Jessica Alba. I don't know the other two from anything.
The other,
One of them was
the girl from Sugar and Spice.
Sugar and Spice, and then did y'all remember watching Yellow Jacket?
Mm-mm.
I think the other one was one of the girls.
But she goes to sit with them, and this is just another awkward moment of what do you kids like to do? I mean,
She's like,
fellow
what?
17-year-olds.
She's like, "What are your hopes and dreams?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm 17."
Yeah.
Right, and they want nothing to do with her. She's awkward. She spills her chocolate milk all over her white pants.
Oh my god.
Every time she tries to interact with these kids, I'm like, "Ma'am, please
There we
leave
go.
these children alone."
Marley Shelton was the other one. She's been in tons of Sugar and Spice.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
No,
she was in The Sandlot.
and she was in Scream.
Was she the babysitter in Sandlot? Not the babysitter.
I couldn't say I recognize her from
The
anything.
lifeguard.
I've never seen The Sandlot.
You gotta watch The Sandlot, baby. It's so fucking good.
That's a great movie.
It's
I've heard. I just never got around to
so
watching it.
good.
Oh, guy walks up and he says something to her, and she starts doing these really awkward rhymes. Everything she says, she ends with a rhyme.
Oh,
And he
yeah,
goes,
the guy.
Yeah, and he goes,
Yeah.
Are you
in special needs?
special ed?
Special
my
ed.
Are you in special ed? And she just keeps being awkward and shit.
Which is honestly valid question. Valid
The
question.
way she just kept saying guy, sky, Mike, bike, and just kept rhyming everything so awkwardly. And then eventually she gets up and leaves. When her next class is gym class,
No, yeah.
and they're running across the field, and the gym coach is like yelling, "Come on, Keller, you gotta do this." She goes, "I need water." What am I, your waitress?
I need a tailor.
And the gym coach is tells her that, look, if you fail gym class, you can't get into college. And Josie goes, "Are you still telling that lie?"
And she's like, drop down and give me however many push-ups.
I know, I can't do it. She goes, "You're gonna do it."
They are still telling that lie, yes.
But yeah, so she went to gym class, and then she's leaving to go get her car, and her car's gone. And Aldiz tells her that, the asshole popular kids do this to every new student. They hide their car and watch from like the top floor and see how long it takes them to find it.
But like, how is it? I've never stolen a car, so like, how easy is it to just steal a car from the front of the school?
If you know what you're doing, you can hotwire a car in no time.
And
They're probably mechanic kids, auto tech or whatever.
Yeah, a guy told me a story where like old '90s Hondas, you just need a butter knife.
Oh.
You just stick it right in the key ignition and just turn it, and it would turn on.
Oh.
Super easy to steal them, he said. But like Corey just said, it might just be someone who just knows how to wire up a car.
Got an auto tech kid and they just hire. I mean, I've heard of school pranks like that, moving cars around or like something like that.
Yeah, but they hide her car on the football field we see later. but she goes and she gets lunch with Aldi's.
At Nana's.
Yeah, and they're sitting there having fries, and they're dipping their fries in mayonnaise.
Like you do.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you notice that?
Who does that though? It's
People in
disgusting.
the Netherlands?
The Netherlands, I think. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, because my aunt was stationed over there, and my cousins do that.
I'm sure people, here do it as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they do.
People dip fries and everything.
Right. Like in Canada, I think a popular thing is vinegar.
Well, that's also good in Britain too. Doing
Down here, my
Vinegar
parents
on
will
your
do
chips.
that.
Oh, okay. I
And
know.
don't they put it on
your fish.
what do you call it? Not fries, but
Wing chips.
it's like
Raw fries.
Raw
it's like
fries.
I think it's raw
Raw
fries.
fries.
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't had raw fries.
Not like actually uncooked fries, but
It's just the wing chips. The
Yeah.
potatoes just sliced instead of made in fries.
Oh, okay.
and they
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
them raw fries because they're I don't know, I guess
They're
they're
not
not
fry
smart.
shaped.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Usually
before.
I get mine extra floppy.
They should probably just call them chips. You know what? Just moving on. Yeah, people dip fries and everything.
I used to get them a lot at the fair. That was when I think I first had them.
Oh, at D's Wings all the time.
Oh my god, I forgot about these wings.
Girl, don't you even worry about that. D's Wings is always on my radar. Oh, I love D's Wings. But yeah, so they're dipping them in mayonnaise, like typical.
Non-Americans.
Yeah, so it looked like because like you can see Drew Barrymore, you can see her take a fry and dip it. When she pulls it back up, it's got white on the end of it. So
How
I
do
was
we know
thinking
it's not
mayonnaise.
ranch?
Oh, could be ranch.
I don't know.
Could
But
be
I first thought it was
ranch.
mayonnaise.
It could be ranch.
That's the white in you.
I am European. Gus calls her and she says it's her dad.
Really awkwardly.
Yeah. Oh, it's my dad. And she walks away, so Aldi's can't hear her. And he's telling her, you need to hurry up and get this story written. Like, I know it's only been one day, but we need the story written. And
Because they can't have her in there for that long. Like,
Unless
she
the
is.
government
she's in
catches
there for
one.
weeks. Because at one point we cut ahead and they're just talking about how it's been 3 weeks.
Oh, she's in there for more than like weeks, though, isn't she?
Yeah, she's in there for a while.
To
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
their prom.
The worst prom ever.
And after they're done eating their mayonnaise fries, they find her car on the football field.
Mm-hmm.
And the marching band.
Is marching around them.
Did you notice what song they were playing?
No.
This movie is made by 20th Century Fox, and they were playing.
The Simpson theme song.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Uh,
That's
Yeah, you never know. You noticed
no,
that?
that's
Yeah.
so weird. That's
They were
hilarious.
playing the Simpsons theme song, and Aldi's tells her, they usually hide the cars on the football field. They also usually disconnect the battery. Here, I'll help you fix that. And then she invites her to the their math club.
Yeah, to join the mathletes.
The Determinators.
Yes.
Determinator denominators.
Denominators.
Yeah.
How long has what's her name been at that school?
At this point, one day.
They're seniors.
No,
Aldi's.
yeah, they're seniors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
they're
supposed to be a
seniors.
Okay.
senior, yeah.
Okay, so she's done seen them do this every year.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Is her name Aldi's or Maldi's?
Aldi's. Like Aldi's grocery store.
Oh.
But that doesn't
Or
have S on the
Aldi's
end of it. It's
nuts.
just Aldi.
Oh my God, I knew you were about to say that.
Now look,
God.
I just want to say,
Damn it! I fell right into
you
that.
guys were
Like
making
Aldi's
D's Wings jokes. I held
nuts.
back. I didn't make a D's Nuts joke.
Man, you should have been. Like,
I'm the mature one here.
We are all going back to high school apparently. That's, every time y'all said all these, I was just like,
Oh, I could think of some other things.
every
All
time.
D's wings in their mouth.
Yeah, let's go that direction.
D's Nuts.
I can't even imagine a kid being named all these when I was in school.
Oh, God. Some people deserve to be bullied.
Their parents.
But
Their
there's
parents.
no S on the grocery store chain. It's just Aldi.
That's fair.
There's no apostrophe S?
No, it's just Aldi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
Aldi's isn't called Aldi's?
No, there's no S.
Maybe
It's
it's
just
like-
Aldi.
It was like Sonic's, how there's only one S in the front.
Yeah,
But we
there's-
all pronounce it as Sonic's.
Who's we?
Well, you're
Yeah,
showing.
I don't pronounce it as Sonic.
well, you're
Thank
showing.
you.
You're showing ownership because
Yeah.
those are Sonic's stores.
Sonic's.
Corey, don't defend her.
Yeah.
Listen,
Bring it
I'm on the receiving end of you, so I'm defending myself
No,
too.
no, my friend. Don't do that.
I definitely thought it was called Aldi's.
No, it's Aldi.
Yeah, Aldi. My family's always added the S on anything, so
We're going
it's
to Aldi's.
natural.
You know what? It's okay.
We're gonna drive down the road to the Aldi near us, and we're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
picture
about
out
to.
front.
I
dude,
just looked
I'm
it
about
up.
to
It's
hit
okay.
Aldi up for real. Those groceries.
Yeah, but her name is Aldi's.
Oh, it is. Hers is Aldi's.
It's Aldys, and I'm pretty sure they pronounced it Aldi's. But I don't know
Like
how
the
popular.
like the Maldives, but without the
But
end.
Aldi is a European grocery store chain.
German, yeah, like
were
little.
were they that popular in the U.S. in '99?
I don't think so.
Maybe they're
No.
just starting,
Right.
getting a foothold.
I don't think.
I'm sure she wasn't named after a grocery store.
No, it's spelled totally different, and it's
But it's
But
just
yeah.
such a out there.
Name.
right. Oh, there was the next flashback coming up
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
where it's the poem.
Oh,
really bad.
man. She confessed, and you know what? I will put myself on this stand right now. I've done this.
No, you haven't. Oh.
Not in class, but I wrote my crush in middle school. It was 8th grade. I wrote her a long love story.
Okay,
about
that's
how
different.
much-
That's different.
Right.
You
I'm
didn't read
just
in
saying.
front of everybody.
No, I would never.
This was high school.
Yeah, I would never. And it's her senior year.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I've been there to where I felt that way, and I was like, you know what, a note's going to do it. So I slipped it in her locker so that she would open it. And when I saw this part of this movie, I was like, oh no,
Hey.
it never works out. It just never works out.
You didn't do as bad as Josie.
I
She
would
reads
never.
this poem and confesses her deepest affections for this boy.
I feel him to where the gods can feel my pain. I was like, girl.
Yeah, everyone is laughing and snickering, and she's looking right at the guy. His name's Billy, and the guy behind him's like laughing and shaking him, like, "Man, she's talking about you."
It's so clear.
It's so awkward. Like it brings me back to my points. Like some of this, she's really bringing on herself.
It just don't read poetry in front of the whole class.
Like, if
if
you
it's
gotta
gonna be
com-
about someone in that class.
Yes, because you're embarrassing both yourself and them.
Yeah.
Because if they don't feel that way, now you've got a weird situation.
Almost like forcing someone to meet you at a baseball mound
Where she blackmailed the
to
teacher
kiss you in front of everybody.
for the first time. Your first kiss.
Seems to be something Josie's
Good at.
seems to be her MO. But then we get the scene of her friend running into the library and telling her, "What's the thing you wanted most in your life?" And she goes, "For Billy to ask me to the prom." She goes, "Yes."
And to be the most popular girl ever.
And he asked her to prom, and she's so excited and happy. And she, "It's the poem." And she got that braces lisp.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what I'm talking about. My sister had braces. I've heard it.
I got lucky. I did not have to have them. My brother did.
There you go. But she's super excited. And her friend was in Scary Movie 1.
Was she?
Yeah. She was
yeah.
She was in the scene where she got killed in the garage. She was the butt end of the fat joke of her trying to squeeze the little doggy door, and the garage door went up and then comes down and crushes her.
Wait, whose friend?
Just
In this scene, Josie's friend that comes running into the library to tell her. You didn't
No,
recognize her?
the girl that got crushed in the garage door had red hair.
No. You're thinking of Scream. This was the parody scene.
Oh, you said
in
Scary Movie.
Yeah.
I swear I thought you just
Yeah,
said
no.
Scream.
In Scream, it was Rose McGowan,
yeah.
lady from Charmed. Yeah, but no, this lady in
Scary
in
Movie.
this
Got
movie
you.
was in Scary Movie, which I think was like a year or two after this movie. So she's super excited about that. And then we leave the flashback. And
I don't understand why she was she that naive that she thought that?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, as soon as it happened, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be terrible."
Oh yeah, because you
Yeah.
know you're thinking of all those movies of Carrie and all that to where.
Teen Witch.
Oh wow, I forgot about
Her
Teen
social
Witch.
awareness and everything is just not. It was
No.
not there.
She has
She
no
did not
idea
have
that
it.
people are always laughing at her, and she's the butt end of every joke.
My question is, what are her parents doing to help
They're
her?
doing nothing.
Nothing.
None.
Even at the end of the last.
And the dad's not even a character in this whole movie. And the mom has like one line of dialogue
Typical 90s.
in a flashback.
Oh right, when she comes out after
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the dad is a non-character. He does not exist. They mention him, but you never meet him. She's walking through, and they talk about how the library is closed due to asbestos, which was kind of funny in a 1999 setting.
But like also, it's 1992, presumably when her flashbacks take place, right?
Yeah, because she's 25, so she would have graduated about seven years prior. Yeah.
Yeah. So like 1992, good year. Carrie's been out for, at this point, 20-something years.
Yeah, Carrie's 70s.
Yeah, so, like, she wasn't seeing the parallels in her situation between...
She didn't go to the movies.
Oh, God.
She did not have friends, really.
She did not have friends. She knitted. She did crochet and all that.
She hung out with her turtles.
Probably didn't even watch movies.
Oh, no. It hurts me.
Also, she was completely blinded by the fact that this dude asked her to this prom.
She didn't care about anything. She had blinders on at that point.
The other facts did not matter.
Yeah, her life was about to blossom in her eyes.
Hey, this guy who's never paid any attention to me and was sitting there
laughing at me while I'm reading my poem to him.
Suddenly asked me to prom? This is great. Everything's working up, Josie.
And instead of asking me, I hear from my best friend. That hears through the grapevine.
And she got ready in her, what was that tinfoil pink dress or something?
Which was spot on.
I said it looked like cling wrap.
Yeah.
It looks like the dress that in Napoleon Dynamite the girl had.
Oh, yeah.
The friend.
The green dress?
That dated
Girl had the sideways
Pedro.
ponytail?
Yeah, Jenna Malone.
Okay, I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
That freaking ponytail.
I remember that ponytail.
That side tail.
Always made me think of Misty from Pokemon.
Yes.
She's riding around next with Aldi's and what I assume is her sister.
Yes.
That's what I was wondering.
Because it's not Josie's sister. It's just this younger girl in the back
Yeah.
seat of the car. And she's not wearing a seatbelt, which was funny because they're in a Volvo. They kind of created the car seatbelt. But they're driving around and they drive past this old abandoned movie theater. They say it was a movie theater? Like a drive-in?
Drive-in, yeah.
Yeah. And now the cool kids just hang out with a dumpster fire. And
it's called the grunge or the
court.
The court.
Yes. And they're sitting there just watching, and Guy comes up to the window, and he tells basically all these that, you can't hang out with us. Do you think you're cool enough to hang out here? He's like, I don't want to hang out here. And it almost seemed like they had one of those, before he was popular, they were friends kind of relationships.
Or something.
Something that never played out, never became a thing.
I almost thought they were brother-sister. Like, he was a popular one and she was not.
Okay.
I thought they were, like, going to have, like a 10 things I hate about you kind of situation. I thought it was going to be like, she does not like him, but they have, like, such good chemistry with each other. I was like, oh, you know what? I could kind of see this together.
Tell me that didn't feel like it was about to happen at the end.
Yes. When they were dancing, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got that same feeling at the end. Right after that, she has another meeting with Gus, and she was pitching the idea of writing about the court, but the Trip did their own piece on it. And they had photographs of the popular girls
drinking beer.
Yeah,
drinking,
underage drinking in
on
their newspaper.
the news article, and you see him in the next scene.
Yep.
He's like, we need this.
This is what sells.
Why are you doing this? I'm like, why are they not in jail?
That's
what is going on?
Same thing.
More like, why aren't their parents in jail?
Because, like, they're naming
Well,
first name and last name, too,
They're
in
not
this
at
article.
their parents' house.
I know, but the parents the cops should bring them to their home and be like, your kid was underage drinking, you're getting a fine.
Nah, man, because, golly, if that happened, every parent in the world would go to jail.
Yeah, but I'm saying these kids were photographed and put into a newspaper. It's like, everybody fucking knows.
Oh, I'm surprised they weren't thrown in jail for that night or something. Like every high school kid. I'd tell you right now.
I guess the fact that a photographer took that picture and put it in the paper, what are you gonna do days later?
I just find that to be the weirdest. Instead of stopping it, they just publicize it.
Right?
It's like this. Hey, I love going to the court after this. I'm like, are you dumb?
It was that old lady that we saw near the end of the movie, the other underage reporter.
Yes.
I brought some gin.
Oh my god.
This is also around
Some
the time.
schnapps.
Some peppermint schnapps. This is also where we find out she's been undercover for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Something she says to Gus about, you've been in there for 3 weeks. And
She got nothing.
nothing.
Because she don't care. She's living the life.
Is this where we've also seen her, like, join the denominators and do that weird skipping and...
Oh,
Yeah, I
had
don't think we've seen that yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they had the nice little montage.
Oh,
Right.
wait, we did see that. Yes, I'm sorry. We did see that. They had the sweaters. They're going down the hallway.
Yep.
They're at that little mathlete.
Yep.
it was like a
Mathathon?
math
Yeah.
decathlon
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we
nice
saw all
little-
that. She's got all of these nerdy friends. Those are the people she fits in with because they are also awkward. Like that one guy when she's leaving the cafeteria earlier, to backtrack a little bit, when she spills the chocolate milk on her pants.
He tells her how many days she's been alive or something that.
She says something about
how old she is, but in days.
Yeah, because she says, "How old am I?" And he goes, "Well, it depends on when you were born." And he does this math, and then he has this really awkward laugh. Yeah, like a hyena. But you know, he's awkward, she's awkward, she fits in.
Yeah, but he's like awkward in the I'm not expressing my love to other people kind of way.
They're both awkward. That's what matters.
That's what matters. Then it shows her hanging out with Rob at her place.
I think so, yeah.
And she hands him the newspaper story.
Because he's staying because her parents are having some kind of friend night.
Yeah.
So he's
are they swingers?
Oh. Moving on.
No, we can't just move on from
I'm going to be honest with you. They said it was a typical, like an annual or whatever thing.
Oh, they having a key party?
I can't remember what he said.
With some pineapples?
I was about to say, were there any pineapples? Because we see the inside of their parents' house a couple times.
Oh, God.
Gotta look around. I'm going to rewatch it just for that.
We're going over to the Geller key party.
Sign me up.
But when she's talking to Rob, she shows him the newspaper article. And this motherfucker, who is 23, looks at this photo of these teenage girls in high school and describes them as
hot, young,
underage hotties.
Yeah.
It was at that point I think I was about to stop and just tell y'all, you know what? Y'all go ahead.
Well, there's one more guy we got to meet to complete this quartet of creeps.
Because Etta can actually vouch. There were a couple of times where I paused this movie and I was like, this is rough and I don't know if I could make it through this.
Oh,
it was so bad.
It was so cringy.
Was so bad.
Just so cringy.
And I started to just be like, yeah, man, I ain't going to make it. I can't do it.
I don't like these grown men lusting after these children.
Yeah.
No.
It's bad. And
now,
then Josie is also lusting after
these children.
And now you hate Hollywood.
Yeah.
All of Hollywood.
It's just wild how obvious they make it.
Right?
And don't care.
They're like just trying to play it off as like,
this
normal.
is how normal life is.
Yeah.
1999 times was crazy.
It's fine.
It's full. Just gloss over that.
Yeah.
These characters did not immediately become unlikable.
It's just a movie. No. But this is also where Rob tells her basically like, look, I was cool in high school. We can make you cool. You just need one person to believe it, and it'll spread like wildfire.
Because nobody else wants to go against that person.
Yeah, nobody will question it. I think how he phrases it.
Yeah, they won't question their authority kind of thing.
Freaking mob mentality.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, it's pretty spot on.
He's not wrong.
Like the main cool person, when they let somebody in, the rest are like, yeah, you pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
So then we go to Josie's next day at school, and
this is where we complete our pedophile trifecta, and we meet George.
Who is the
Wait a second.
He plays the guy from Black Lightning. The main Black Lightning guy.
He's the titular Black Lightning.
Yeah.
The CBS.
Did I skip
not
on?
CBS.
Did I skip on
CW
this or something?
I've never seen it. I don't watch those CW shows.
Oh no, I just mean like this scene. I'm trying to remember it.
He's in the van.
He's the guy in the van. He's the black guy with the chin, the chin goattee.
Yeah. He's the guy with all the video and stuff like that. Yeah,
he gives her the little wing camera with a microphone, and she realizes Gus is listening in on everything she does because they don't believe in her.
Yeah,
and she's once again like, I can do this.
No, you can't. You really cannot.
Failed so hard.
And as she's walking into the school, she's walking up the steps. The mean girls are in front of her, and George is watching the feed. And George's like, "Ooh, what do we got here?" It's like, no, they're children. Stop,
George, please.
I wanted to like George, then he came across as a creep too. Like the teacher, right off the jump, creep. Josie, socially awkward, but coming across as a little creepy.
A little.
Rob, creep, and then George, creep.
To be fair, they made Rob play his part extremely well as a didn't make it to college baseball player who was looking back at high school popular girls.
His glory days.
He is fulfilling that role exquisitely.
We also get that little scene of Anita in Gus's office watching the camera feed, and she says something to Gus about, "Have you ever been in love?" He's like, "I don't have time for that. We have work to do." And they're kind of doing a little flirting. in Gus's office.
I like them together. They were a good combo. Like, I want to see them. I don't know if it's too late now, but I would love to see them in like a romantic comedy together.
You wanted to see a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what
where two adults are attracted to two other adults.
And they would
Drew
be
Barrymore.
so funny together.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, why was this movie not about these two people?
Mm-hmm.
She could have if she didn't do so many with Adam Sandler.
Oh.
She did so many rom-coms with Adam Sandler.
Who's that? Drew Barrymore?
Mm-hmm.
But I love those movies.
I think she did
50
4 or 5.
First Dates?
50 First Dates, which I hated.
I love
Blended.
I
Wait,
never
you
saw
hated
Blended.
50 First Dates?
Absolutely hated it.
It's so good.
Most of Adam Sandler's movies he did after the year 2000, I don't like.
I enjoyed 50 First Dates.
Now, I love The Wedding Singer.
Oh, well, of course. You can't say that. Come on. Those are his originals.
I like The Wedding Singer. But yeah, I think they've done Blended, 50 First Dates, The Wedding Singer. They do another one?
I don't think I finished Blended.
They've done at least 3, I think.
Is that the one where they go on vacation to Africa?
I don't.
Blended? I think so.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
I never saw it. Oh, no, sorry. That was one he did with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh.
The one where they're pretending to be
They did
divorcing.
2.
They've done 3 movies together.
3?
They did the one I'm thinking of where they pretend to be exes because he's trying to get this hot chick. And his whole thing is he wears a wedding ring to pretend he's getting divorced to pick up women.
Yeah.
It's not good. And then he did, the two of them did the 2 murder mystery movies together.
Those are bad.
And
The
we
first
watched,
one was good.
I hated it.
I like the first one.
I
not the
think it
second.
would be good if they didn't try to make it a comedy.
That's
Like as
fair.
far as a murder mystery film, it was interesting.
That's
but
where he's gone now.
they tried to make it funny, and it wasn't. I hated it.
But yeah, she.
We met the black guy.
Yeah,
We met George. She's in the
met
school.
George, and you wanted her and John C. Reilly to be in more.
I think it'd be a good movie.
No, it
we
would
saw
be.
that scene, and then what happened next?
She's in the school, and the popular kids are walking around talking about this party, and they introduce the term Rufus. Oh, it's so Rufus.
That's where he's guys making his new cool.
Yeah,
bird.
his
Is this
Cool.
where
Yeah.
we see a young James Franco for the first time?
Yes.
Yeah, it might be. He's one of the popular kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's I think been more background, but now he's actually got speaking lines.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking lines. Duh. Lines in the movie. They're talking about having going to some party at a club, but she's also supposed to meet Aldiz
At 7:30 for
and Nana's.
Nana's.
Yes. And she's like, "Did you bring your sweater?" "Oh, I forgot it." And Aldiz says, "Oh, I got another one in my locker." But she's trying to get the story. She grabs one of the flyers, so she goes to the party.
I wouldn't say it's a party. It's a club, right?
It's a club.
Yeah.
It's a club. She's like, "I'd rather go
Where
someplace where I got to pretend to I can't drink."
another person will be there with all the high school kids.
I really feel like we should investigate this teacher because why is he at the same club with his students?
I mean, that's what.
That's what
moving
got
on.
them.
It did become that eventually.
That's
but-
what got them starting to look at it because it was mainly like a underage club kind of thing, wasn't it?
I don't think so. Because they had a guy at the door stamping hands.
they
He's like,
allowed
can
you to
drink
be-
or can you not drink?
Yeah, I think they allowed you
Yeah.
to be there underage, which a lot of places do not do anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like kind of like an underage place to where you could be there, and once you were of age, you could drink.
Yeah.
And so it's just weird to be there.
With your students.
Because I'm sure there's like nights where they have.
This teacher is
Particular-
anywhere he might find an inebriated high school kid.
Exactly. And he was with somebody when they
He was
met.
with his
He
girlfriend,
was with his girlfriend.
who just
She dodged a bullet. Like, they tried to make her seem like she was not good, but honestly, she was the better adult in all of this.
she has a line where they're at this bar full of high school kids and other adults, and she says to him, "Look, I know you like this stuff, but I hope you get this out of your system before we move to New York."
I did not.
Get what out of his system? Hanging around with drunk kids?
Yes, pedophilia. She's hoping he'll grow up.
Well, I can cure him of his pedophilia.
Yeah.
See, back then they knew that it was fixable.
Yeah, they knew. Quotes.
They were just like, oh yeah, he's got that thing. We can fix it.
Look, if the Catholic Church can figure out how to fix pedophilia, we can as a high school teacher.
It's like, oh, we'll get you fixed right up, buddy.
We'll just move you to a different school.
Mm-hmm. It's a true statement. That's a true thing.
But yeah, he met the girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
had their little exchange, and then they left.
Yeah, she just walks off, and then Josie goes and she sits down with the Rastafarian dudes.
Oh man,
That's
that
right.
brownie looked so good.
It really did
Dude,
look
I
good.
wanted to eat that brownie this morning when I was watching
I
it.
loved that. He's like, "Oh yeah, come sit with us. You know, we love everybody." And she sits down, and he's like, "Here's some special cake. You know,
And
it's got
he-
vitamins in it: vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin T, H, and C."
Yep.
And George is watching all this from the van. He goes, "Wait, what? No,
He's-
no."
He's like, she about to be toe up for the flow up.
Yep.
And I'm like, yes, she is. Because you know
God.
she's never tested her boundaries with anything.
Of course
And-
not.
And she starts geeking.
Oh, dude, she goes off the rails, and she becomes even more annoying.
And he's like, well, I do not like this girl.
Yeah, I don't love her. And as soon as she gets up from the couch she was sitting on, another dude jumps in and takes that spot. Like, we don't want her back over here.
Yeah. And then she's just
It's like at
doing.
this moment, I immediately realized Drew Barrymore has no rhythm. Like,
No, she does
like
not.
she cannot dance at all. Like, she cannot find the beat.
Even if she
At all.
could, I
But the
don't.
music sucked.
She can pop a split, though,
True.
if that was her.
Even if she could dance, I don't think they would have wanted her to dance well in that situation.
Fair.
She's supposed to be playing someone who's highly inebriated.
Yeah.
That's
So I
Well-
don't think you wouldn't have got good dance moves even if.
Or what if
She
they
could.
showed her having great moves and they're like, see, I'm a blossoming butterfly under all of this
All she needed to do
weirdness.
to loosen up was get fucked up. But she's
That's how I learned my life.
she grabs that girl's pink feathered boa,
Yes.
and she's up on stage dancing with it. She's like flossing it between her legs.
Yes. I was like, girl, stop.
No, what was worse is she's up on stage dancing, and the teacher's up in the balcony just smiling down like,
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Josie, get your groove on. It's like, get this fucking guy out of here.
And everybody else did a good thing about it. Like, even the Rastafarians, they're like vibing with her. They're like, oh, she having a good time. No, you look up at the teacher, he's like, He's
You
got
can hear
that.
this guy's dick rubbing against his zipper. He's a creep. I didn't like him from shot one. But she's up there just dancing, having a good time, and Gus is in the office watching her with these two other guys. And one of the guys that was watching it with him, every shot he was in, both his wrists were in casts. Did you guys notice that?
No.
Yeah, he's in a couple shots back at the newspaper, but someone kicked this guy's fucking ass because both his arms are wrapped up every time you see him.
Damn.
They're at the
Fight Club.
yeah. When they're watching the video from the prom at the end, and when they're in the baseball field at the end, he's in all those scenes. Casts on both hands.
Man. But yeah, so they are ending at the nightclub, and she gets home.
Yes.
She's calling Rob, explaining how she met these great people, these Rastafarians.
Yes.
And then she's like, wait, who ate all of my pie? Someone ate all of my pie. And then
But I love how
While she's eating it.
I love how she had saw it from a whole different other perspective. She was like, I am in.
Yeah.
I'm so in this popular crowd. And I'm like, ma'am, no.
And she falls asleep at the counter, and she
you
had
just
that,
got high.
she got that stamp on her hand going into the club because they were like,
It was like disclosure. It was
Delouser?
Deloser. Yeah, it was DE.
disclosed
No, it was just
because
D.
it ends with
It said
Loser.
loser, and it was just DE in front of it. D
Oh,
loser.
okay.
I don't know, but there was another. It was a 2-word phrase.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And because she walked in, she goes, "No, I can't drink. I'm underage. I'm 17."
Like so happy to be
Yeah, and
like,
the guy stamping is like, "All right, that's kind of a weird. Usually they lie," and he stamps her hand.
She could have showed her real ID and just been drinking the whole fucking night.
Can we circle back to when they're in the club and we meet the popular girls are there and they're doing this one weird choreographed routine.
It is hella weird.
Yeah,
Oh.
and they just start looking stoic.
That they were weird the whole movie though. Like
Yeah.
even like let's do a
They might have some ritual
celebratory
going on
dance
over there.
At the baseball practice.
Yeah, fucking weird.
They kind of developed personalities later on once they become friendly with Josie. But before that point, they are
robots.
they're just mean, bitchy high school kids.
Sound like high school kids to me. Yep.
But to be fair, that is a very high school girl thing to do, to have a choreographed dance with your friends.
That's fair.
When she wakes up, she goes to school in the exact same outfit she was wearing the night before. She didn't wake up, brush her teeth, look in a mirror, walk past
Take a
mirror, shower, nothing. Never looked at her face. Has a stamp prominently on her forehead from her hand that just says loser. And she's walking down the hallway thinking she made a good impression on everybody. She's in a good mood, and everyone's just going loser, loser. And she's like, "What is
What is going on? And even George is like, wait, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Wait, what is this?
And when she goes in the bathroom, George is like, oh, look up, Josie, look up, look up. And she's about to walk away from the mirror, and then she notices it and comes back.
So didn't he like have an earplug in?
No.
I thought he had one in because she could hear him, and then like for that scene, she couldn't hear him at all.
No, and she only heard Gus when she was in the van.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, other than that, she just has the camera where they can see and hear what she sees.
That blows my mind they wouldn't put an earpiece in so they could like communicate with her.
Like give her like a fake hearing aid.
Something.
Yeah.
She starts losing after she saw the shit in the mirror.
But when she was looking in the mirror, though, she had her eyebrows were almost the same color as her skin. She looked like Chris Hemsworth from the first Thor movie.
Damn.
You couldn't see her eyebrows at all.
Wait, Chris Hemsworth? Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
But yeah, then she goes in the bathroom and she pukes, and everyone's watching her puke. It shows like George reacting to it, Gus reacting to it in his office.
Oh gosh, all of her. This really became almost like the Truman Show.
They were right. She couldn't do it. She was not the person for the job.
Mm-mm.
Yep. And when she's sitting in the bathroom after she pukes, this is where we get our prom flashback.
No, this is the only part where I'm like, she didn't deserve this.
This was bad.
Yeah.
This was
the
bad.
prom. Yeah, this made me tear up a little bit.
She gets on this pink aluminum foil looking dress. She has her hair up. Rob is there with
his girlfriend,
presumably his girlfriend, and he's wearing a yellow and blue horizontal striped shirt, which is one of the. It just made me think he looked younger. Mm-hmm. Just wearing that, is a kid's shirt.
Yeah, he looked like
a 16-year-old.
Yeah,
which is funny because he's 2 years older than Drew Barrymore. So this 27-year-old man's playing a 16-year-old in this one scene, which is kind of funny.
It's like post Scream, so he's like where he played an actual adult. It's weird.
But he was barely an adult in Scream, wasn't he? Like 20. He was super young, but he's like, have fun tonight. He's really excited for her, and she goes outside. And
to be fair, do you think he knew what was happening? Because he was the cool kid.
No, I don't think her brother.
He was the cool kid. He
was a cool kid. He did start that awful nickname
and never stopped it.
It's true, but I don't think he would let this happen.
Yeah,
this is pretty fucking bad.
And he was like 15, 16, so he's probably not hanging out with like the senior cool kids.
Yeah,
fair.
Now the nickname thing. He started, he didn't stop. Dickhead move. Yeah. I think this is a bit more extreme than what Rob would allow to happen.
That's fair. I want to believe that. Yeah, they just never touch on this. They never touch on this after.
Yeah. But they show a brief glimpse of it with the other limo later on. Like you can see the look on her face. Like, is it going to happen again?
Yeah.
But this motherfucker, Billy, is it Billy Prince?
I think so.
Billy Prince.
Or Billy Price or something like that.
Something like that.
I'll go with Price.
Yeah. So Billy is coming down the street in this limo. Josie's out front of her house.
So excited.
So happy. The boy she is head over heels for is coming to pick her up for prom. And he pops up out of the sunroof and he like waves at her.
And then a girl pops up, a popular girl.
Pops up. And then he's like, he just whips an egg at her and hits her square in the face with an egg.
And then a second one.
But before he throws the second one, he says, write a poem about this freak.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he hits her with a second egg. And this is where her mother has her only
entrance.
Her only dialogue.
Yeah.
She walks out and she goes, Josie, are you out here? And she opens the door and she's just standing there, staring. Doesn't look around.
Josie ran off.
Josie ran to hide. That was so wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that was the worst thing that happened to her.
Also, like... Your daughter's going to prom. Why are y'all not all getting set up for her prom date to come in for photos?
Yeah.
Like, that's a typical, if you're going to prom, you take photos.
They just let her walk outside.
Yeah. Nobody cared one bit to get photos of their daughter going to prom.
Maybe that was just one of those things that they didn't care to do.
And I also feel like this movie didn't know what prom was.
It definitely
like a lot of these things that they had planned for prom felt like things you would have for homecoming.
And when we get to the prom scene later on, there is so much shit that you wouldn't get away with. They wouldn't even let you in. They'd be like, no, you're not wearing that. Go home.
Mm-hmm. What year was this?
This was 99.
Rob was not getting in on his outfit.
Rob was, and the village people were not getting in.
Not Jessica Alba, but one of the
it was the middle
mean girls, the short one.
She was dressed as one of the Barbie.
She was dressed as a Barbie, but she's practically naked.
She had a bathing suit on.
There's no way. There's no way they would let them in.
No. Oh yeah, that wouldn't fly now. Definitely
no.
1999 time sure was crazy.
Not even 99. They had more clothes on, especially guys had more clothes on than guys now. But girls still had...
They had more fabric, not more clothing. They had big baggy clothing. It still covered the same amount.
Yeah,
that's touching the ground.
Yeah,
Jinko jeans.
Those things.
You know from experience, you wear some Jinko jeans?
No.
Jinko jeans were huge, though. You had people wearing like a 30 waist, and each leg at the bottom was like a 50, 55 inch.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. There's a lot of skaters.
Fit 2
and
extra
stuff.
people in just in the legs.
Oh, my God.
They were bad. But that's when we come out of the flashback after the egging, and she gets assaulted, and she's running down the hallway, and this is what gave me a genuine, honest to goodness laugh. Was when she's running, and this door just opens up and smacks her in the face, and she has this drunk, dazed look as she falls on the floor. And her brother Rob has now enrolled in high school.
I need this school to do better background checks. Because how is this man coming in at 23 years old to do a high school? Is no one checking social security numbers, birth certificates? Where are the parents?
We didn't see Josie do it either.
Yeah.
We did not see.
Yeah, but she had
no parents enrolled her, no social security information.
But she's
nothing.
coming in through her report.
job. I'm sure there's something.
They have some
maybe.
kind of communication.
They might have some pull.
Yeah.
But
not
Rob,
the random
This
brother
man Rob he just used his wit and just got
Right.
in there.
he said he made a fake ID
at Tiki Post.
at his job.
He's like,
But you still need a parent. You can't just roll up to a school and be like, hey, I want to enroll in the school. Okay, great. Where are your parents? Where do you live? We need them here right now.
Don't
we
worry
need
about none of
proof
that.
of
Yeah,
your-
don't worry
Check
about
out
any of
this
that.
ID.
Right?
proof of your residence.
I am child C.
I
You
am
know what,
kid.
dog? You're in.
Sir, you have a 5 o'clock shadow and tattoos.
I smell alcohol on your breath.
It's like, yeah, man, point me to the nearest classroom.
Yo,
Where are all
actually,
the hot underage girls?
I need to go
I mean,
straight to PE
fellow
class.
teenage girls.
God, yeah, don't tell. Yeah, I was messaging y'all while I was watching it. I'm just like, this is brutal, and I'm not sure I can do this.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot it was. I saw this movie a very long time ago. I forgot how awful it was.
I was like, bro, I don't know if I can make it through
This
this.
shit made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, just like, yeah, y'all go ahead and enjoy that podcast. I'm gonna be at home when y'all do that.
But she basically has a whole thing with Rob of like, look, I was super popular in high school. This is like my last game, pretty much, and I'll help you get popular.
I can be looked at by minors. I'm like, bro.
Maybe don't, Rob.
Yeah.
Don't.
How about try and go to college?
Maybe join a rec league, you know?
She kept
Yeah.
asking him, "Have you gotten in touch with the community college?"
You can play baseball other ways.
Community
with people your
college.
own age.
You're 23. You're still
This was his
eligible.
chance. Y'all don't understand.
I have to have no competition to be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's
There's gonna
why he
be
can't make
scouts.
it. He sucks.
Dominate these children.
There's gonna be scouts.
Yeah, they even talk about that later. There's scouts at the game. You're an adult. You're a man. Josie walks into the cafeteria after all this, and Rob is in there just demolishing that big coleslaw food container. Just downed all of it.
And he beats the one guy that had the spiked hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy
Classes,
that never
the
closes his mouth.
He
Football
never-
player.
Never closes his mouth. Every scene he's in, he's like mouth breathing.
Every single shot.
She also commented that you can't become cool that fast, and then she walks in and he's chugging coleslaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And Guy is there. Guy's like giving him a high five and
Yep.
everything.
And it's like, yes, this dude is the coolest ever. He just chugged coleslaw.
He is as pop. He can make friends and become just as popular as Erica's brother.
My brother's really charismatic.
Jay will walk into a room full of strangers and walk out and be friends with 10 of them.
It's weird.
It's a charisma.
Jay is Rob, but Jay's not going back to school.
And Jay's not into underage girls.
There we go.
It also shows that Aldiz walks up to
And asks
Josie, like,
Yeah.
where were you last night? You
Oh,
didn't
I'm
show.
sorry,
I
I
tried
forgot."
reaching you. Yeah.
She's like, I didn't know your parents' number, so I couldn't call.
I was worried about you. I was scared.
Oh, I forgot. And then she hits her with the harsh, well, I guess you can forget sitting with us too.
And I was like, that's
damn.
right. I was like,
that
that's
was
right.
so rough.
Oh, dropped her,
Yeah,
man.
that was fast.
Because
Like,
she
look,
knew.
you missed one date with us, we're done.
No, she knew what was starting to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely knew.
That was fast.
Oh, yeah. Freaking kicked her to the curb.
Yeah, she went from concern to, you know what, get the hell out real fast.
Because all you gave was, I forgot.
Yeah, that's good for her, though. She was like, oh, okay, I see how it is.
That shows the difference from her in high school and Josie in
Yeah,
high
it's
school.
like, oh, I'm not about to let this chick walk all over me.
Yeah.
You little bitch.
But when Rob's done chugging the coleslaw, This is where Rob enters the club of creeps again.
Oh.
Because that little 16-year-old girl sits down next to him, Tracy.
The gymnast.
She's like, "Hi, I'm 16 and I'm a gymnast." And he goes, "Cool."
Right when
He's covered in coleslaw.
Right when she said that, I was like this.
I was like, ugh.
All I could think of, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "Don't do it."
No. And what was wild was she looked 16.
She did. She looked like a child. Yeah, for sure.
I was like, it's okay. We're doing this for Adam's podcast. We're doing it for the podcast. We're gonna keep watching through this movie, see how this ends.
Like I spent the whole movie just like, ugh.
I would like to point out, I may have dragged you all into this show. I didn't pick this movie.
This is true.
This is Erica's doing
Erica's
vicariously through me.
You should have read the summary of this movie.
I did not. I should have.
You should have watched. Did you watch the trailer at least?
No, I went in blind as
watch
could
the
be.
trailer? Hey, I went in this thing completely blind too.
I think you have to.
Otherwise, you can't get through it. Like if you know anything about this film, you're like, no.
Oh, I barely made it through. Matter of fact, if Etta wasn't watching it with me, I probably would have just got up, went and did something else. Like, you know what? I can't do this.
You know what? I'm out.
This was a rough one. We'll once again talk about how we feel about this movie at the end. But this was a rough.
But we're like
Right,
we're already halfway through the movie.
Now we're at the little scene where they're at the fairgrounds.
Yes, yeah.
And Mr. Creepo comes back in. And Josie gets on the Ferris wheel.
And he's like, "Are you alone?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm by myself." All right, we need another. We got a loner.
Screaming that out in the streets. It's like, we got party of one.
She's like,
need one more.
She's like, "Do you have to yell that?" He's like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah. I do have to yell that. Yes.
Embarrassed the hell out of her.
Absolutely. Yes,
You think the guy running the carnival is going to say no and care about your feelings? He 100%. He 100% wants to have a good night.
Creep Teach got on there with her and they went on a ride.
The teacher turns around. He's over at like one of the games, and he turns around. And he goes, "I sense a child needs someone to ride with them. Here's my ticket."
I love how he's like, "I hope this doesn't demeanor any of my professional." How did
Something
he say
about his relationship as an authority figure?
Yes.
Yeah, undermine my
my dominant or something as a
authority figure. Yeah,
because he's talking about his relationship with the lady we met at the bar, and I think this is the moment where we find out they broke up. Mm-hmm. And they're on the Ferris wheel, and one of the popular kids is in the bucket above them, and he's like, "Yeah, Mr. Coulson rocks my world," because he's rocking the bucket. And he goes, "I'd like to tell you that we mature, but we really don't." And it's like, maybe just stop talking altogether, because
he's doing everything he can to get that student to like him.
Yeah,
he has the most creep-tacular line, and I wrote it down. And he said to this girl that he perceives to be 17, and his student. He says, "When you're my age, guys will be lined up around the block for you. Jump out of that bucket."
And then she goes,
I didn't even.
She goes, "You're my teacher. You have to say that." And then he's like,
No teacher is supposed to say that.
No.
Like, what are you talking? And she's of age, so she doesn't see this as he's a pedophile.
But he doesn't know she's of age.
Exactly.
That's the fucking problem. And she knows he doesn't know that. She's just flirting with him as if
she's getting attention.
She's forgetting the fact that she's pretending to be a child.
Because she's getting attention that she hasn't gotten.
What happened after that?
So after that, they get done with the Ferris wheel.
And then it cuts to the next day with sex ed and Molly Shannon?
No, before all of that, it's that montage of Rob spreading lies about her to make her more popular.
Right, yes.
Saying that she dated some drummer that she and him used to date, but they broke up and they're still friends.
Oh, I don't even... I think I was using
Which
the
is
bathroom.
Weird, because why would he make up a lie where he was stooping his sister?
Because...
Where he was what?
They weren't playing as being...
Because the characters they're playing aren't siblings.
Yeah, but still...
Well,
I don't know.
That's kind of weird, just the same way as the guy who played Dexter and the lady who played his sister on that show were married in real life.
Well, also it's Rob, and for his character, he's not bright.
That's true.
So he could be thinking of stories, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't think that's how it came out." Maybe.
But yeah, they weren't sister and brother in that school.
Right.
They were literally just two randoms.
Right. I think that's the big part, is they're not playing siblings, they're playing people who just know each other.
Oh, that would.
And he's popular, so now he can make her popular, and he's going to do it whatever he can. He's going to say whatever he can to get her to that point. And he makes up the lie about she dated some famous drummer. Her dad owns the X-Lax company. There's a few other things, and I didn't write them down.
To be fair, who knows? Maybe he does.
Maybe that's where he is.
Maybe he took the X-Lax.
He's just
been on the toilet their entire life.
He's just shitting away.
Next is the sex ed class with Anita.
Okay.
And once again, Mr. Coulson is for some reason teaching this sex ed class. He should be nowhere near these children or condoms.
He might need to be near condoms.
Yeah. He might need to be near the condom.
He should not be near children and condoms.
At the same time?
No.
That's probably why he volunteered.
That's 100% why he volunteered. He's like, I'm going to teach him how. I should it came out.
No, you need me to teach the kids how to put on rubbers? I can do that. Mr. Coulson.
What's her name came rolling in for some reason.
Why
was she there?
She came to check on her.
I think, because it was her lunch break. She was like, I wanted to see if you wanted to grab lunch or something.
Read the room. She's undercover as a high school student. You cannot pass as a high school student. A 1999 Molly Shannon looks very much like a 1999 Molly Shannon.
Yeah.
Where Drew Barrymore in the right light can look like a late 18-year-old.
In the right light.
Erica
looks skeptical.
In this movie, they definitely did not do any justice on trying to make her look younger.
To be fair, though, most movies that star high school kids, the people playing those kids
are all
in their 20s.
This time, they made it look to where she did not look like a kid.
Do you think that was actually intentional?
I
that
think
they
so.
did not make her look like a kid?
I think so.
Yes.
Like they intentionally were just like, we're not going to do anything to actually make you look like a high school.
Because I haven't seen a movie with that amount of young.
It was supposed to be
like high school play.
We know there's at least two in the movie: the lady who played Aldiz and Jessica Alba. Mm-hmm. But everybody else, for the most part, looked like they were people in their early 20s playing high school students.
I don't know. James Franco was young.
He was looking really young.
Now, I think Josie herself was supposed to not look like a high schooler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she did look a lot younger once she changed her hairdo from the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
When we first meet her, she has
once she got normal hair.
Yeah.
I will say that way. Like not like trying to make it
they were trying to exaggerate it and make it look like crazy librarian hair.
Yeah.
But I think then it definitely made her look younger.
Mm-hmm. Crazy librarian hair.
I don't know how else to describe it. It looked like she didn't take care of her hair.
Crazy librarian.
Crazy librarian. Normal librarians take care of their hair. Crazy librarians don't.
You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm. I'm down for it.
I don't want to offend any librarians.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, I love librarians. So then in this class, we find out that the prom theme has been co-opted by another school and everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, just like how the Trip keeps stealing their news articles, this other school stole their prom theme. But before that, they're trying to put condoms on bananas.
Yes.
And Tracy, the 16-year-old that likes Rob, is talking to Josie about something, and Josie's responding and giving one of her long monologues. And as she's doing this, yet again, Mr. Coulson, he walks up behind her and he's just listening. She's talking about penguins.
Yeah, it's how they mate for life.
Yeah, and they give the rock. And when she's done, he's like, yeah, so that's just a metaphor. And the condom flies off and hits him in the face. No matter what, he has to show up.
He's got to be there.
He's got to be there. Oh, these kids are talking. Oh, this one particular student is talking about love and they're messing with condoms. Let me hover over her.
Maybe I can help.
Yeah. No, Josie, you got to practice on the real thing. You can't use a banana.
I'm done.
May I volunteer?
Yeah, I volunteer for tribute. That's when the prom hijacking happened.
Because they're like, yeah, the biggest thing in the world is who has the best prom, and it's like, no one cares.
Yeah, and this is all after Rob has spread all those rumors about her, and earlier in that scene, the popular girls are talking about her across the room.
Yeah, because they're like, our Rob couldn't have been the same Rob that dated her.
Yeah, he blew their minds with all this information, trying to make her cool. And when Guy stands up, and Guy's the one that's like, all right, I have an idea for the theme, Josie. And this is another thing that was funny to me. The one girl's like, Josie's not a theme, and he has this look at her, and it's like pause for a second, and he goes, thank you. That was funny to me. But he goes, Josie will pick our new theme. And what is she? How does she word it?
She goes, couples in love throughout the ages.
Yes. God. And everyone's like, oh, that's brilliant. That's great.
How is that a theme? How do you theme that?
She's just such a love drunk.
Hey, anyone out there who doesn't have a date to prom, fuck you.
Yeah, she was really obsessed with this whole
love,
that whole idea.
I can't wait to possibly kiss this teenage boy at prom.
Right?
Oh, she hasn't been asked yet. My bad.
Yeah, fair.
We have another montage of them getting ready for prom, and and Josie and Sam are painting that mural, and they're like flirt painting where they keep putting paint on each other's faces.
And it's like, sir, please step away from this underage girl.
Please. And then they're picking music, and like they're going through CDs or cassettes, and then he's like, no, I got an idea. And he goes over and gets this big thing of records, and they're alone in his classroom. Please, no.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's just extra credit.
Yeah, of course.
She's just painting a mural.
Ooh.
It makes me think back on high school and like I know for a fact we had one teacher that was never discovered as one, but he was a fucking pedo. Oh, dude.
I think we had one too. Now that I think about it, and it was a dude.
Yeah, we had a teacher that was sleeping with a student. She was a sophomore at the time. And his wife had just had a baby.
Oh, of course.
And his wife was also another teacher at the school.
That's just nuts.
I had a teacher that was really cool, and when I go home to New York, every now and then we get together and get beers.
Actually, that's pretty badass.
Yeah. I didn't have a creep teacher. So Sam is ruining this movie quickly. Josie is finally friends with the popular girls at this point after the prom theme and Rob's lies and all this shit, and they're shopping. She calls Gus and she tells him that the story should be about the prom theme change, and
she just keeps coming up with these dumbest ideas.
Horrible. Like if it was a school newspaper, brilliant.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And Gus is telling her like, that's not a story. It's like, get me something real. Talking about a prom theme is not going to make it.
Keep giving us high school stories for the high school paper, not the city or the state or whatever their post is.
And this is where they came up with the thing about the teacher, right?
Yes.
This
is where he's like, this is the story.
No, I think that's after his job gets put on the line.
Is this job
not on the line?
No,
now?
we haven't had that second meeting yet.
Oh.
No. The second meeting, you found out about his job on the line after he tells her his job's on the line, because they look at each other and he's like, I told you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. This is before they found out his job's on the line.
I think he actually already told her his job was on the line.
Right here.
No.
Right here. He tells her right here in his office, because he's like,
we're not there yet. They're on the phone.
In his office before.
She's hiding behind that clothing rack, talking to Gus on the phone.
Oh.
And when he hangs up, she's pretending she's looking at that little red cardigan.
That is a cute cardigan.
That she wears.
After the shopping scene, then we're at the baseball field where Rob is playing or practicing, and the baseball coach tells him he's doing really good. There could be scouts. That coach was one of the crooked Marines from The Rock. He's the one that Nicolas Cage puts the glass ball in his mouth at the end.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, same guy.
That's a good movie.
When did The Rock come out? I've never seen it.
The Rock came out like 97?
Oh, okay.
98? Good movie. It's my favorite Michael Bay movie.
Some of Nicolas Cage's good acting.
Okay.
But in Never Been Kissed, no Nicolas Cage.
I feel like he would have made this movie a little better.
Oh, no.
Like if he was the teacher? Oh, yeah.
I could see it.
He would have been more
eccentric.
And he would have been trying to hook her up with a student.
Right?
He wouldn't have been trying to get her.
This is where they do the synchronized dancing at the end of the practice.
Yeah, because because the practice went well, they're dancing for Rob, and
they're just like, it's like they all like somebody, because the girl that likes Rob is the gymnast. She's not there. You only ever see her.
She's probably at gymnastic practice.
Yeah.
Probably, but I think every scene she's in, except for the sex ed class, she's in a scene with Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is where Guy finally starts to crush on Josie.
I love that scene.
He's playing guitar, but he's just staring at her with his goofy little.
He's just like
that weird grin.
And it's an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, they're like, he's crushing on you, and she goes, "Is that a good thing?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a good thing."
What blows my mind is he's not even playing sports.
He's just there,
and he's
hanging out.
more popular than any of the like.
I think they're there because the cool kid Rob is there.
Oh, that's 100%, because Rob is now more popular than Guy.
Rob is king of the castle.
Yeah, for being there for a month.
Now we're in the next editors meeting. We're back in the office, and this is where Josie is walking in all. She's more confident now, and she walks in and she unplugs her assistant's
Shoot,
headset.
that is true.
And when she's walking in, there's a lady
talking about her
out.
blouse and everything like that, and that's when it gets.
That's when that lady's running out crying, and Mr. The owner, Gary Marshall's character, is like, she's gone. Don't worry about her. She's out of here. Next story. And he goes, I'm trying to get to a tennis game. And he's got his big stick again.
He's got his tennis outfit on.
Yeah, he's got a knee brace on. Josie sits down next sits down next to Anita, and they're like, "Oh, I love that shirt. Ooh, that necklace." She goes, "Yeah, everything's horseshoes now." And he goes, "Excuse me, ladies, can we continue with the meeting?"
Because he's like, "I need to hear what you got on the story." She's like, "I got tons of notes." He's like, "Notes? I need your story." And he said, "What, in 2 weeks?"
Yeah, I think he gives her a 2-week deadline.
Mm-hmm. Which has been drastically extended. Like, I mean, you should have had a story
a month ago.
Yeah.
She's been in there well over a month.
For what she's doing.
Yeah.
For what she's doing, even to catch a criminal.
And this is the part where the Gary Marshall is like, "Look, if you can't get a story in 2 weeks, I'm gonna fire you and Gus." And Gus looks at her like, "You better not fuck this up for both of us."
Because he's like, "Hey, this is real."
Shit just got serious.
And to be fair, I mean, Gus's position would be on the line in real life if you have that many reporters that can't come up with a story and their stories keep getting beaten.
But in Gus's defense, not only did he not give Josie this job, she is not a reporter.
No, he didn't give it to her.
That's what I'm saying.
He defended her.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gary Marshall shouldn't look at John C. Reilly like that, because Gary Marshall's the one that gave someone who's not a reporter a reporter's job.
Oh, no,
so it's crazy to throw Gus in the mix.
But that's what happened
earlier. He don't care. He's
crazy. He's a crazy, rich, eccentric guy. He doesn't give a shit.
But that's what happens because he is what is Gus's role, like the
chief editor?
There we go.
He's like the Perry White, maybe.
And he's supposed to keep him.
You went with Perry White, not J. Jonah Jameson?
Yes.
Because he's supposed to keep them on their track and take them off and put somebody else on it if they cannot continue.
Right. And after that, we have the house party
at their house.
Rob is parents' house. And the parents are out of town.
And even at the party, Guy, the way that he's talking to her, and we're about to be there, but it's at Rob's house. It's still not even Josie's house, and she was at school way before him.
Well, she doesn't live there anymore. Rob still lives there.
But, did Rob take off?
Oh, shoot.
Rob still lives with mom and dad.
That's right, because it was her high school bedroom.
Yes.
It said Josie.
Yes.
That's right. Never mind.
Did Rob take out, down the photos of Josie around the house?
Yeah, except for her bedroom.
I think Erica's point was, well, what about all the other photographs in the house?
Because it was anything like my parents' house. Like, my parents' house is a shrine to me and my brother.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that just might be a detail they didn't include in the movie.
He might have taken them down thinking that she wasn't, going to have anybody in her bedroom.
Or the parents were also embarrassed by her, and they were like, "We're not putting photos of this freak up. If you want photos of Josie in this house, Josie, you put them in your own goddamn bedroom."
That could be a fair statement. Because the mom didn't even realize that she got egged in her front yard.
Right?
A minute after it happened. Mm-hmm. You can't see the egg splatter?
Mm-hmm. That I don't know. The scene just would not have worked if there were pictures of her in other places.
Right. So I think that would have added another wrinkle to this already convoluted undercover story. She walks in, and Rob's there with Tracy, the little 16-year-old gymnast, and she goes, "Rob asked me to prom." She's like, "Oh, that's great." And she pulls Rob aside. She goes, "This is bad. I can give you a number of reasons. This is also illegal."
Yeah.
She's 16. He goes, "Yeah, I know, but, we're just going to prom." She goes, and then she gets dragged away by Guy, and Rob goes back over to Tracy, and he's getting lectured on. He's getting lectured, but also it's that thing where she's sitting on the counter, and he's got his back to her, and she's got her arms and legs around him.
Yeah,
No.
Yep.
No. Mm-hmm. No. Leave 6 inches for the Lord.
No, especially when you're 23 and she's 16.
Right?
Yeah, but she lectures him about the what does she say?
You're going nowhere because she's like, you don't want to. She said, "What do you want to be?" And he said, "A baseball player." And she's like, "Yeah, but if that doesn't work out, you don't want to be working at the post office forever at the tiki post." Mm-hmm. She's like, you would be a loser. What do you want to do?"
And you can see the look on his face
because he's like, "That's what I'm doing right now."
Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm literally living the life you're describing, and it's sad.
Even the high school kids call me a loser, and I'm a popular student in that eye.
Rough.
Guy goes upstairs with
Josie,
and she's like, "Maybe we can pick a different room." He goes, "No,
they're all for real relationships or real couples are taking them, and that's not what I want to do."
But it's got her name on the door, so she hides the little name plaque, and then once they get in, she puts the photos down. He goes, "Man, Rob's sister is a loser."
Yes.
Just both of them getting outed.
just roasted.
Yeah.
And this is the scene where he asked her to prom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's super excited about it, and she's like fawning over this kid. And it's like, "Ma'am, please. Just
Leave this underage man alone.
What cracks me up is like we all know from the movie standpoint what was going to happen in that bedroom. It is so funny how she is still her kind of person, and she's just so excited to finally get asked, and she's like, "Oh, I'm finally living the high school life I wanted," and he's over here like, "So when are we gonna do what I really want to do in this room?"
No, he never makes a move.
I think it's more of the sense of if they let it had happened how it probably would have naturally happened.
Oh, that's fair.
Like it would have been immediately like Josie's going to jail.
Yeah, because she had the
or
recording.
being outed as her undercover would be blown.
Well, I'm not saying it would have. I'm just saying, like,
what you expect to happen.
With how she was reacting, he was kind of like, "Yeah, so I'm done in here." I asked my question and just left because I honestly thought he was like, "I'm actually realizing she still is that person, not what Rob has been describing."
But I'm just glad that it played out the way it did.
No, yes, I'm not saying it should have,
because if it had gone any other way, like Erica just said, she'd be going to jail or her cover would be blown. So they need to make sure they maintain that part of the story.
No, exactly.
And she's still just sitting there geeking on the bed, like, I got asked to prom by the popular kid.
She's also so trusting for this because after what happened at her actual prom, like she's like still taking this at face value. I'm like, okay, go ahead.
With her stats book right beside her bed,
right?
Oh, and when they were at the mall earlier, totally forgot about this. They were going down the escalator, and Aldise was going up the escalator, and she goes, "Oh, look at that, another lemming."
Yep.
Because that's what she called the mean girls earlier in the film.
And she just looked at her. Just looked at her. She's like, damn,
I keep getting roasted by this chick. She is good.
She is so good. I love her. She was the best character.
Yeah.
Her and Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon was good. But it shows the kids at the ticket booth for the prom ticket. And she's trying to buy one. Like, no, you can't have one. Why? Oh, I understand. You guys can't do math.
Well, here's money, and I'm buying my ticket. Bye. I was like, she's like, did she insult us? We have been insulted.
And they keep calling her Alpo, and they're like, we got to get her back for this.
Oh, I knew what was going to happen right when they stated it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, these kids suck. And
trifling.
The trifling.
Trifling asses.
Just can't let shit be alone.
Mr. Coulson also, at this point, at the same little courtyard where they're selling the prom tickets. This is where he tells her he got in touch with some college administrator
at Dartmouth.
Yeah, because he mentioned her writing is so good,
and she was like, "I
don't want to go to college.
Don't say that you did that because I've already been to Northwestern. I think she went to.
Yeah,
because Aldi wants to go there.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I went there."
And this was early when they first meet. Yeah. Yep. Like, for what? Oh, just
the bathroom.
Oh, did she say the bathroom?
she's like, they had a bathroom. I was like, this girl, you could have just said you were visiting because you're a senior. You're visiting campus, dumbass. Reporter my ass.
She's so bad.
So bad.
The next scene is where she's having the meeting with Gus, and Gus is saying, "Look, students with drugs, students having sex, students drinking, students having relationships with teachers. Those are stories. Those are what we need.
This guy is your story."
Because they had the camera footage of him and her having the conversation about the college. He goes, "This guy. This is our mark."
Because he said everybody's been watching their stuff and they have been wondering when they're going to have their love, their scene or whatever, because they've been watching it like it's a TV show. And it's like,
and it can't have been that interesting to watch. Like, as a person that lived through high school, not that interesting.
In this scene, when he's leaning against the TV, though, there's a bunch of VHS tapes, and they all have like Josie something written on them. Like, they've been watching for a while.
Well, my thing is like everybody seems to have forgotten that he's looking at her as a high school student, except for Gus. Or maybe his core people, because they're like, oh, love. And it's like, he wants her as a 17 or whatever year old.
Yeah.
Everybody's blinded.
No one's calling the cops.
Except Gus. Gus is like,
yeah, Gus really is the only one that's like, look, this guy's a creep and we can prove it.
Gus is like, I'm Chris Hansen, and we are catching this predator.
I can see Gus and Drew Barrymore being in a relationship after this movie. Like in this world, after this movie ended, I could see something happening.
He was very protective of her.
He was, but I couldn't see him with her. But like Erica mentioned earlier, I can definitely see him with Anita.
That's fair. Yeah, that's real fair.
Because that is her boss. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, Josie likes questionable relationships.
Very.
She needs a thrill. If we get caught, we're gonna both be in big trouble. That's exciting.
Not that kid. That kid's gonna be fine. You're in trouble. That's like, God almighty.
But now we're at the prom finally.
Yes.
We are at prom. Josie goes to her parents' house to meet Rob. She is dressed in this really nice gown.
You know what?
Boobers just out.
I'll tell you right now, that gown was phenomenal.
She looked great here.
And yes, those things were out.
But it was also giving me strong flashbacks to that one couple from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes!
It was making me think about them. I think they went into Shakespeare characters as well.
Is this that same year?
It might be.
And also
99, 2000?
Yeah.
Hilary Duff had a movie where it was some kind of a...
Cinderella story.
Yes.
Yes.
And she had that kind of a ball gown on, and it's always those magical dresses. But hers looked phenomenal. And then when... I'm jumping ahead.
Well, let's jump back to Rob's lack of pants.
Yes.
Because Rob is going as Tom Cruise from...
Dirty Business?
Risky Business.
Risky Business. Where he does that thing where he slides in. I think he's playing like a 17-year-old in that movie. He's like having parties and stuff with his parents are away.
Sure.
And
he's got the underwear,
got
the white button
shirt,
down.
no pants. None.
No pants.
And she's getting ready for Guy to come pick her up, and she's having these little trauma flashbacks.
Yeah.
Because here comes the limo again in front of the same house, and
Here comes Rob standing out.
No, Guy.
Guy, my bad. Guy
Yep.
standing out, pulls up a white something, and it's a rose instead of an egg.
You know, when we were watching it, Eric was like, he's just got this white plant. And I was like, you mean a rose?
A freaking rose.
With thorns? And he was like, hello, beautiful or
He said
gorgeous.
like my lady or something like that. Yeah. And but she's like, oh my God, I'm not going to get egged again. At my second senior prom.
That would have been really funny if he pulls out the rose and then chucks it at her.
Hey, here you go.
I got you a corsage.
He probably knew he couldn't throw it because he doesn't play sports.
Honestly, if she had gotten egged again, I don't know how they would have ended this movie.
That would have been so funny though.
Fucking suicide. She'd be joining the ghosts in Beetlejuice. But that would have been fucking. Here's an egg, bitch.
God damn. But yeah,
we don't give roses nowadays.
They
We
go
throw
to prom.
eggs.
Instead of a bouquet of flowers, he got her a carton of eggs. One of these is hard boiled. You got to figure out which one. But when they're at the prom, it shows all these people showing up. There are some fun little costumes. The mouth breather guy is there as a turtle, but I think his counterpart is the hare.
Oh.
Tortoise and the hare.
Okay.
The popular girls are all dressed as different Barbies.
Tortoise and the hare, they are not in love.
I mean, they could be.
It's okay.
Well, you know.
They hated each other because
yeah.
it was a race.
It's okay.
Hey, that's fair.
But when you think of one, you think of the other. So, I mean, there's...
The theme was very loose.
Very. But there's so much skin. There's one couple dressed as Adam and Eve.
I didn't even see that.
And they're wearing as little as possible.
I'm very confused why there was that group who was the village people. Why were they there?
Because they were together.
They're a famous
Were the village,
couple of guys.
Were the village people sleeping with each other? Like, I know Fleetwood Mac was, but...
Maybe. I don't know that much about the Village People. I literally know one song by them.
Is it YMCA?
That's it.
No, I think
that's
that's
all
the one
I know.
everyone knows.
That's the end of the information I have about them.
That's all everybody knows.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of costumes.
There's a lot of costumes, but there's also
Aldi
a
and
pregnant Mary and Joseph.
That one was fantastic.
That was funny because they tell them there's no room at the table, just like there was no room at the inn for them to stay in when they had the baby. So that was kind of funny. I think there was a John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever.
Yes.
He was with one of the Barbies.
The friend.
Yes, one of the
he was
popular guys.
There was a Sandy and Danny from Greece.
Yes.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Franco. Oh man, Franco was dressed as somebody famous, and I already forgot who. But yeah, there were a lot of little call outs in this thing. I think there were two guys dressed as the two main characters from Love and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's a trippy, drug fueled Johnny Depp movie.
Elvis impersonators?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
No. But yeah, so they're at this prom, and there's so much inappropriate outfits for these.
But then you
high
got
school
High school students.
Then you have Aldi dressing like exactly how you think she would. With
Yeah,
her
all
friends
these
as
walks
DNA.
in with all the other math club kids, and they're dressed as a strand of DNA.
And that's what got me.
I think this is also the moment where I realized the writers didn't think Rob's character all the way through. Because, like, why would they have this grown-ass man in his underwear with a bunch of children?
I mean, it was probably like, hey, can we get David Arquette to take his pants off?
Look, there was a lot of not thinking when they wrote this, all right? like a lot of it. The writer did the script one time. Nobody revised it. Nobody edited it.
There was no one.
Through.
There was nobody in that room when they were doing the first table read going, excuse me, no. That's all they needed. They needed one person. They were the knower. Just no.
There was one draft, and then they're just like, we might be able to get Drew Barrymore to do this.
Mm-hmm. This is where Tracy tells Rob that she wants to have sex with him, and she puts her leg up behind her head, and she's wearing a dress. And Rob's like, "Oh, wait, whoa. I'm gonna go get another drink," because someone snuck in champagne and got this girl drunk, and Rob is having a moment of
clarity,
decency.
Yeah, he finally started thinking.
Where he's like, "Oh,
you are 16.
This might go bad.
This is actually bad."
Yeah, I can see Chris Henson just outside the door there.
You see somebody actually dressed up as him for the prom. You're like this. Oh wait, he's here. Oh
shit. We announced the prom princes and princesses.
Yeah, that's when the John Travolta, the friend, he gets called. All the girls, all the guys.
It's the 3 popular chicks that are dressed as Barbies, and their 3 dates.
Rob
one of them being Franco and Rob. Yep. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Mr. Rob.
That's
just
it.
Mr. Rob. And he goes, Mr. Rob. Woo! And he goes running up there, and then they're like, well, prom king is Guy. He goes up, and he gets a little crown. And prom queen...
And it's a big drum roll.
It shows everyone at the
reporting, at the news.
At the newspaper. They're all watching, like, with bated breath. It's got fucking... George is still in his van. He never leaves his van except
Him and his
once.
girl in
Him and his
there.
one girl.
And
who was that girl?
It was his
Some
girlfriend.
random chick?
Was it a random chick or was it a high schooler? Or was
No, I think this was an adult.
I think it was an adult.
I think this
She
was
was. She and George were dating.
Okay.
Yes.
Because she was in that news van after that first time.
She was in the news van in like 2 or 3 different scenes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they finally say it. Josie is prom queen.
Everybody loses it. They're so happy for her.
So happy.
The teacher is up there. Mr. Colson is the one that gets to put the little tiara on her head. And the other teacher that taught the ambiguous language or geography class, she was the other teacher announcing the prom.
And Rob kissed her.
Oh yeah,
he goes up there and kisses her, and she's like,
"So, what was that?" But yeah,
she had boundaries.
The only 2 teachers
yeah.
with speaking roles were announcing who was prom king and queen. And then Josie and Guy have their first dance as prom king and queen.
Mm-hmm.
And they're out there dancing, and fucking Mr. Coulson's looking so fucking jealous that he can't dance with this 17-year-old girl.
Damn it, I put the tiara on her.
Yeah,
I can dance with her.
He's just so disappointed looking, and he like has his head down, and he kind of just like walks off the stage
because he loves her.
I don't know if that's the right word.
No, it's definitely not. That's what the movie wanted you to think.
And she has another one of her love monologues, and she asks Guy what he's thinking about, and he's like, my sword. Because he got a sword with his outfit.
He's like, yeah, I get it weird because it's got a sword.
Yeah. Then she's over getting punch, and Coulson asks her to dance. And they're out there dancing, and they're talking, and at the same time...
Never seen a teacher at prom not even think about it, but even be allowed...
Right?
To get on the dance floor with a student.
Like,
never.
The teachers were like, they're dancing against the walls, but they weren't anywhere near their students.
No.
They're being good chaperones.
Exactly.
And when we watched this the other night, actually said chauffeurs. I was like, where are the teachers being chauffeurs? And Eric goes like, chauffeurs? I was like, yeah, to babysit the kids. She goes, chaperones? And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, that's the word I meant.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But at the same time, this is where Guy goes up to Aldi's. And he did this so well, it seemed very sincere, where he was asking her if, they could put all their differences aside and if she would dance with him. And he was like, if the DNA strand of other people she's attached to would allow that, if it would be okay with them. And she does, and she takes off this white jumpsuit she's got.
And she's got a Bad outfit.
And she's got a blue
skin-tight
skin-tight
spandex onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the?
Yeah, that's a dramatic costume change right there.
Another thing that would not be allowed in prom.
No.
Skin-tight suits.
So they're up there dancing, and this is where the popular kids pull out the can of dog food.
And she's dancing with...
Guy.
She's dancing with...
Josie's dancing with Sam, the teacher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she breaks apart and blocks the dog food and gets it back on the Mean Girls.
Yeah, it sprays them all in the face. face, and their dates are laughing at them, and it's like, well, they're laughing at their girlfriends whose prank went horribly wrong, and they're talking about how Josie ruined it.
You ruined our whatever, and she's like, I ruined it, and then she goes on this whole.
This is where she comes clean.
I am a 25-year-old news reporter. I'm like, oof.
But as soon as she says she's 25.
The
teacher
yeah,
is immediately like he
I'm
backs
out.
away and he leaves.
He's like,
oh man, she's not underage. I'm not interested in this. She's too old.
What do you mean you're of age?
Yeah, he just dips. He just fucks right off.
Yeah. He goes to the like common area
He goes
outside.
Yeah, he's sitting out on the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Being sad that she's now legal and available to date.
Yes, but again, that brings me back to what I said earlier. It took all the thrill out of it.
She also said she was a reporter.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So he's just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, he knows that he's been...
The whole reason I took this job is now busted.
Yep. Because she even outs Rob. She's like, my brother, she's like, I'm so bad at trying to get to know you people. My brother Rob came in and made you all think I was cool.
Didn't she say as a 23-year-old?
Yeah, my 23-year-old brother Rob.
And he's like, damn, bitch.
And then he turns around and then leaves.
No, he puts the sunglasses on because he's like trying to hide. Once she's done with the whole spiel, then he leaves. And he's like, go Rams. Because they're all looking at him like, this fucking weirdo.
Yeah, because now he's the only one in his underwear.
Yeah, he's been
ousted.
right? But the DJ had a funny thing where he's like, hey, can someone take those girls with dog food on them outside and hose them off?
Yep.
And when she goes outside, this is where George... Oh, because right when she starts her little spiel, she ripped off the camera.
Yeah.
So they lost the feed because everyone was watching. George comes up and the teacher's sitting on the steps in the foreground. They don't see him yet. And George is like, what happened? We lost the feed. You got to go back in there. We thought we had him. He mentions the teacher by name. And that's when he stands up. And George is like, oh, I'm going to go. And he just walks out of frame. And I think George is out of the movie.
Golly. And the whole turn of events at the end.
Yeah, and the teacher, she's like, look, it wasn't, not everything was a lie. He's like, I don't even know you. You don't need to know her. You thought she was underage. She's like, you can get to know me again. Yeah, it's fine. He goes, why? Because I'm allowed to be attracted to you now?
Exactly.
No.
They tried to make this thing right, and it just no.
Like
just because he didn't act on it doesn't make it right.
Nope. My thing is like you could have avoided it. At this moment right here, he could have avoided being labeled a pedophile if he'd been like this. I was never feeling that way towards you, but yes, now in some kind of way, knowing that you're of age, maybe.
Or just he could have been like, look, I was being nice to you because you were getting treated like shit by everybody else. I was just trying to be nice.
There was no way out of it.
No. He dug that hole.
When he stated now that you're of age, it's like,
yeah. Like, I'm allowed to be attracted to you now? And she leaves all upset. He leaves. And when she's going back to her house, Rob is standing out front. He goes, you okay? She's like, no. Are you okay? He goes, no, I'm not okay. You ruined everything.
And that was my thing. My thing is like, Rob, what do you think was going to happen if you went to the state championships and won? Now, when all these recruiters are looking at you, you can't go to the college because you're under a fake-ass name.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Nobody thought this shit through. Nobody.
No one.
Because, when he was going to, get supposedly to the minors or the majors, when he did his direct deposit, got his checks, his social security number was going to be needed. His birth certificate was going to be needed. They were going to realize he was older than what he said he was.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some parents would be needed.
Yes!
Wait, what do you mean you went back to high school and played in the state championships?
Right.
It's okay. He was never going to actually get that.
No, he's terrible. He's not good enough.
Oh, and the Trip, yet again, they keep calling it scoops. The Trip scooped their story and wrote about it in their own paper. So now Gus is even more pissed because he thinks he's about to lose his job because of her. Mm-hmm. And she tells him, no, look, you are going to have a story. We have one. I got it. It's handled. And she storms out of his office.
And it's the dumbest shit I've ever...
I wish they would have told us who the undercover reporter was for the Trip. I think that would have been a nice
We don't...
Maybe we can freeze frame on the newspaper and see if we can zoom in and see the names. Because it should have it. It should have it right under the title.
Maybe one of the kids' parents works for the Trip and they just tell their parents everything.
And then she's just like, yep, this is the story of how my life was crap. And then everybody comes together for a good sap story. Like, damn, this girl really had bad.
She had a tough life.
Oh, wait, before she writes the story, though, she has another great scene of no, where she walks back to the high school in a pantsuit, now looking like a mature adult.
Goes into the locker room.
She just walks right through the locker room. She goes, boys, cover up anything you don't want to be seen.
It's like, hey, are you recording right now? Because that's illegal.
Not just that, but she's not a student, not a teacher.
Yeah. And she's
Get
going
out
to
of the locker room.
Yeah.
Definitely just walk in there.
Yeah, she walks into the coach's office and she sets up a deal with the coach that they can get press at one of their games and get the guy who owns the newspaper there because he's a big baseball fan.
Mm-hmm. What kills me is none of my schools ever had the coach's room connected
to the locker room.
To the locker room. Yeah, no, we had to go to his actual office, which was disconnected from the locker rooms because heaven forbid they have coaches looking in the locker rooms while kids are changing.
Listen here, Schmidt, you didn't wash properly. Get back to the showers.
Let me help you there, Schmidt.
Yeah, it's just
apparently your parents didn't teach you right.
Movie logic be movieing.
Yeah, but yeah, so she goes in there and she's like, "How would you feel if
I can get more press and Mr.
A big commentator on
Gary Marshall. I keep forgetting his character's name.
Yeah.
They set up a deal where she goes, well, first before we find out the deal, she goes through this whole monologue about the story she actually wrote about when she was in school. It was a shit show, but those same people that she went to high school with are still there. Same popular people, same outcast people, whatever. And she mentions how she had feelings for this teacher and that she wants 5 minutes on the pitcher's mound before the first pitch of the game that evening, and they're going to get the news reporters there for all this coverage, and he just has to come out and kiss her on the mouth, right?
Yep, emotionally blackmailing this man showing up.
God, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Ridgeford, by the way, is the Gary Marshall's character.
He definitely should not have showed up.
No, I wouldn't have.
Because it makes you look like a pedophile.
Yeah.
Because you are.
They could have been like, gotcha.
Like Chris Hansen just waiting on the mound. Actually, we got you.
He pops up from under the mound. We've been waiting for you.
He's the catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we have you here, we actually want to talk.
There are police at every exit. Don't go anywhere. We also need to talk to Rob and George. I know you're listening, George.
And honestly, Josie, you too.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. None of you. But she's there. She even is friends again with all these. They're down in the dugout with her. The coach is there. The coach is like, go get him, Geller. And he slaps her on the ass like you would a normal baseball player. That was kind of funny. It shows the people in the stand, all the people she works with are in the stand. And Gary Marshall walks in. He goes, wieners. I got wieners. He got these hot dogs on a tray. He goes, and there's this one guy in front of him like turned to him, and he hits the stick on the bench. He goes, get your own seat or your own section. And he sits down next to John C. Reilly and gives him the thing. He goes, go on, have a wiener. Somebody hear an old man call him hot wieners is funny. And she's standing on the mound. The 5 minutes go by. It's counting down to 0.
Why was he packing up his house?
He was
about to skip town.
I was about to say he's about to flee because
he almost got busted on a serious charge. He was about to skip town.
He's like, I gotta go to another school. This is my third one this year.
I gotta go find some new ones.
Oh God!
Because it's just like this newspaper almost ran a story on me about how I was talking to this underage girl. I better bail.
How could I slip up so bad?
Because earlier they mentioned about he was supposed to move to New York City with the girlfriend, but then they mentioned they broke up.
Yeah, so I was like,
I'm thinking he just told her that they didn't really break up. And he's like, all right, the plan with the student didn't work out. Let me actually move.
With my of age,
the boring one. Let me move with New York to her, or move with her to New York.
Okay. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But
or maybe they rekindled it.
Mm-hmm. And then as soon as he saw this story, he was like, I can just pretend she's underage. So the timer hits 0. Everyone's kind of bummed out for her. She's out there on the mound. She drops the mic, and she's got this look like, it's okay, it's fine, it's okay. Suddenly, one of the popular kids is like, wait, look, over yonder. And here comes the teacher running down the stands onto the field, and he runs up to her, and he gives her a big, fat kiss on the lips. And he's like, sorry I'm late. I drove by a Little League game and just had to watch. It's like...
Is that what he said? Wait,
no.
I was gonna say, did I miss this too?
No.
Oh my God.
They're out there smooching, and it shows like all the people in the dugout clapping and everything. They're partying, and then you see the jacket with the assistant coach, and it turn around, and Rob finally got a job with baseball.
I was gonna say, yeah, that the whole time he's describing, he's like, man, I actually taught these kids how to be better, and all like give confidence. I was like, dude, you don't need to be a baseball player because you suck, but you are a coach.
He wanted to do something with baseball this whole time. Why not try the coach thing earlier?
Because that just means that
he was not smart.
That resembles to him that his career's over as playing. once you start coaching. And for him, he didn't want to end chasing that dream yet because he was only 23. Kind of one of those things. It's like, well, I guess I am not good enough to play.
But also the administration of this school should be like, isn't this the same guy that pretended to be a high school student the other week?
That dated that 16-year-old?
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't let him be an assistant coach.
Principal is probably like this. I've been there.
Oh, God.
I mean,
this school, probably.
Yeah, he let two
three older individuals into his school.
Oh, yeah, because Anita showed up at one point.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, sorry, because they still have that one undercover reporter.
Oh, that's
true. The trip has their own reporter.
Yep.
God almighty, these school systems back in the 90s.
Oh, but in this moment, everyone's cheering that they kissed. It shows Gus and Anita, and they kind of turn and look at each other, and then they start making out. You know, most of the people here got a happy ending, and that's where our movie ends. It ends right where it started. You know, the opening was at the baseball game with the 5 minutes on the clock.
Not enough people went to jail at the end of this movie.
Nobody went to jail at the end of this movie, which is too few.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just because nothing actually happened. We don't know about Rob and the girl.
Well, no, we can. I think it's safe.
No,
to
that's
assume,
true. Yeah, he stopped it when she brought it up.
But
yeah,
it's just it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can
safely say
we're done with this movie.
Yep.
I'm gonna say off the bat, this was worse than what I remember from my childhood. I'm happy that having to watch it 2 times to get notes for this episode, I don't have to watch this movie ever again.
We'll not be doing a rewatch.
I do not want to watch it again.
I'm good. Jeremy?
It was bad.
Jeremy over here, he's like, I don't even want to be.
It was bad. I almost did not make it through this movie. I really didn't.
It kind of
almost wasn't here, but I powered through it.
Corey?
No.
Any final thoughts?
You could try so hard to see the happy love ending at the end, but it's just too muddied up by all the pedophilia.
Oh, I got a tidbit. You know, she revived this character on the Drew Barrymore show.
No.
Yeah, she revived the character of Josie Grossi on the Drew Barrymore show.
Why?
I don't know.
Does she have like positive thoughts about this movie?
Yes.
It is her movie. She didn't make this movie.
She had very positive thoughts about this movie, as a matter of fact.
Oh, no.
Where was it?
This was made by her production company, wasn't it? Like her first produced movie?
I can't remember. She already had a production company by then?
Because I had to look up whether or not this movie was
she's been acting since
a
the 80s.
legit rom-com. Because I really thought it was a parody.
No, it's supposed to be a rom-com.
I think it is a rom-com.
I think it's because the way they make the ending to where he was like, I know you're of age, and I really wasn't. I think they try to make it not have the pedophilia, but you can't see the line.
They were dancing around it all.
There was a point at which I was really just like, is this supposed to be a joke, or are they like legitimately trying to make me feel like this is a legitimate rom-com movie? Or is it like a joke? Like, could this have been named rom-com movie?
Maybe.
Like scary movie. It was like almost that level of parody for me for a while there. Also, apparently got some real life inspiration.
Oh, God, no.
No.
Are you seeing? Okay, this will be my last thing. Parents need to know that Never Been Kissed is an upbeat romantic comedy with underlining themes of self-respect and making good decisions.
Well, the good decision no one makes is no one hooks up with anyone. They don't know their age up in this film. That's a good decision.
The only one person didn't do it, and that was Rob. He's the one that said, let's not do it.
Well, the teacher also said that until he found out she was an adult.
Yeah, she made a...
George didn't do anything.
Well, George never had a... He only had... I get it. He had the one comment, but he was always with an of-age person.
We can assume.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the quote that she wrote about that movie. That's how she felt about it.
What does it say?
That's something she posted on Twitter.
Never Been Kissed was my partner Nancy Fallon in my first official movie at Flower Films. All we wanted to do was make something that felt like the way so many of us feel growing up. It's raw and ridiculous, beautiful, and helps you decide what is important and what isn't. But we also loved humor, and if pain isn't mixed with insane laughter, then it doesn't work. Humor and humility are linked like besties, and everyone feels vulnerability while they are figuring out who they are and what they stand for. It also helps that when you have the best cast and great music, and everyone is making the same story. Josie Grossi forever.
And when did she write that?
2019.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep. She revived that character for the Drew Barrymore show.
Oh my
She might
God.
need to rewatch this film.
Nah, she lived that film. It's okay.
It's her
not.
movie.
She had positive thoughts on that in 2019. That was recent.
The only thing I can see her trying to drive from is the aspect of like you hear a lot of students have crushes on their teachers, and I'm hoping that that's what she's drawing from, like that dilemma that kids have. But the problem is most of the dilemma that we see is from the adults going to the kids on purpose.
Should not have played that angle in that movie, and it's bad because it was played 3 or 4 times. That's the angle. So anyway, yeah. So
she needed a teacher more like the teacher from Easy A, the Emma Stone movie. Her teacher's played by Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, the one where the wife cheated on him with the student.
Yeah, but his character is like a very
good role model.
He's a good role model, and there's a scene where she's like acting more
romantic to him.
Not him, but she's acting like she's more of a slutty student than she is. She's a bookworm.
She's really resembling the A on her.
Yes, and she's walking around the school doing all this flirty stuff, and she stops and turns around, and the teacher's standing right there, and he's just like, "What are you doing?"
He's like, "You'd rather be remembered as something you haven't been doing."
Yeah. But not,
yeah,
it's more that he's like, this isn't you.
Exactly.
The hell are you doing? Stop it.
They also really needed Tim Meadows in this film. Like,
this movie could have absolutely used Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
They needed the dude that voiced. God, what was that man's name? The one that voiced Iago.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. They needed him.
For what?
I don't care. It doesn't even matter what role he was in. He just needed to be in there.
Just a random narrator.
Then I could have had some fun watching the movie then. Hey I'm
guys,
like, this movie is so absurd that they need that guy in here. That's how absurd it is.
Well, let's absurdly.
You know what? He could have been in there just calling out all of the underage relationships.
See, now what you got here?
He could have been working at the newspaper place. Like, are we just gonna sit here and act like these people aren't dating underage kids? And it's just like, we got to get this story. Like, what is wrong with you people?
First of all, we need to erase all the evidence we have of our own recordings of our own
We needed him in there as the voice of reason. Like, y'all are just letting these relationships happen.
Yeah,
he's putting all those tapes into FBI evidence bags.
It's exactly right.
Now, you're all going down. I'm not going down with you.
I got a real story here.
Oh, my God. Y'all done fucked up.
Do you guys know I work for the Trip? Rips off a mask.
Yeah, let's wrap it up then.
So, 1999, do you guys want to take your guesses on how much a ticket price would have cost us?
You said 99?
99.
$2.
$4.
$7.32.
Corey is the closest without going over. It would have cost us $5.08.
Oh.
That would have been a wasted $5.
Wasted.
Oh, that's 100%.
We spent $4 to rent it, and I feel like I got ripped off.
Same. It was like $4.27.
We rented it too, didn't we?
I think that was the only option, really.
Yeah, I think it was
everything was
on
subscription
based.
based.
Subscription, yeah. So our next episode is going to be Jeremy's pick. Jeremy, do you remember what you picked?
I do not. What was it?
He picked Training Day.
Man, I'm so excited.
From 2001.
Oh yeah.
Is this the one with Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington.
A good movie.
Denzel.
God, I hope so.
All right, well that's going to be it for this episode. I hope everyone enjoyed it. The episode, not the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Adam.
I'm Erica.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we've been Brian. And we've been. Oh my God.
We've never been kissed.
It was that bad. We've never been more appalled.
Thanks. Good night.